at Pease Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Pease Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Pease Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
At Arnold Motor Supply in Lamars, they understand service really does make the difference. They'll take the extra step to help you find the right part. The first time, every time. At Arnold Motor Supply, service really is the difference.
We're proud to be Arnold Motor Supply.
When it comes to service, your Lamar's Hy-Vee is #1 for shopping both in-store and online. Save with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks Rewards program at Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Hey, Bobby Blazer, how long you been waiting in that line? Head over with me to Easy Clean Car Wash. They're going to get you in and out in no time and make that black coat of yours look like $1,000,000.
Say, thanks there, Mickey Mustang. I've been out four-wheeling. I got lots of mud and stuff in my wheel wells and other places as well.
Bobby, didn't Libby Lexus tell you that Easy Clean Car Wash will pre-spray those hard-to-reach places, give you a quick massage, and make you feel and look like a whole new truck?
So that's what Libby Lexus has been up to. You know, Mickey, she's looking fine.
Easy Clean Car Wash on 12th Street, east of Hy-Vee in Lamars.
Protect your property, your home, and your land. Contact Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company for your information to update and record for your property protection. Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company.
It's now time for high school football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
He gives it to Doherty, who has a hole straight up the middle and into the end zone for another Bulldog touchdown.
High school football.
That one's picked off again. It's David Lusing, keeps his footing, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Lusing gets a block all the way into the end zone for another pick six touchdown.
With all the action, here's KLEM Sports Director Daniel Versteeg.
And a very pleasant good Friday evening, high school football fans, and we welcome you to Denison, Iowa for Week 7 of the high school football season in Class 4A District 1 as the Monarchs of Denison Schleswig get set to welcome in your Lamar's Bulldogs for another week of football action. Welcome into our broadcast, our Friday Night Football pregame show, everyone. Daniel Versteeg with you. We'll be joined by Gabe Davis closer to kickoff. Ken Vigdal will join us with our pregame coverage and our pregame interview coming up in just a few minutes. The matchup tonight features the 3-3 Denison Schleswig Monarchs, who come in 1-1 in Class 4A District 1. They're currently tied for third in the district standings and chasing the bottom of that second playoff spot in district play. Well, who are they chasing it with? Of course, your Bulldogs, who are 4-2 overall and 1-1 in Class 4A District 1. Again, both of these teams would not make the playoffs if the playoffs started this week. The Bulldogs, however, would be the first team out of the playoffs due to the RPI system and the automatic qualifiers. They would not make the playoffs as of right now, although they're sitting in a good spot. They are currently 16th in the RPI standings, which means, like I said, they are right in the thick of things. However, just a couple of wins in district play to finish out the regular season would mean the Bulldogs would not have to worry about the formula that the RPI calculates. These two teams have been playing in district play for quite a while, and now they're going to get a chance to do it once again here in Class 4A District 1. Bulldogs were able to beat Denison Schleswig last year, but this year I don't think it's going to be that easy. The Monarchs are much improved under second-year head coach Kamari Cotton-Moya. Now, many of you Iowa State fans will remember him as his days as a defensive back with the Cyclones, and he has done an outstanding job turning this Monarch program around from a 3-6 record last year to already be 3-3 here at this point in the regular season. The Monarchs with victories over the two Council Bluffs public schools, Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson, and then they beat Storm Lake last week. They were close against Spencer in the first week of district play, 28-14. They were able to do that with a solid offense. They've been averaging 255 yards of total offense this season. 145 of those are coming through the ground attack. And if you remember watching Jackson Cherry last week against the Bulldogs, you can kind of envision him in this running back here for Denison Schleswig and Jackson Hildebrand. They both have a similar build at 6'1", 220. Hildebrand pretty much mirrors Jackson Cherry's size. Now, he doesn't mirror Cherry's running ability, and of course, nobody mirrors the Webster City offense. It's going to be kind of an option-style offense that the Monarchs run. They throw the ball well, too, with Luke Wiebers, their quarterback. He can run the ball as well, so you got to watch both of them when it comes to running the football, and the Bulldogs are well prepared for that. Of course, we talked with that with Coach Ken Vigdahl coming up in our pregame coverage. Bulldogs coming off of a 28-7 loss to Webster City last week, and well, the guy I just compared Hildebrand to, Jackson Cherry, had his way running the football. But the nice thing was the Bulldogs were able to batten down the hatches in the final 2.5 quarters or so. They gave up, a 21-0 lead early on, scored a touchdown to get it back, and then it was not a whole lot the rest of the way. Webster City only musters one touchdown to finish up the ball game, and as Coach Vigdahl is going to talk about here in our pregame interview, you take away a couple of big plays in the first quarter or so, and that's a really competitive contest between the Bulldogs and the Lynx, and unfortunately it doesn't turn out that way. But that Webster City team is going to be contending for the district title. Of course, they've got a big game tonight against Spencer in Webster City. Of course, those two teams currently occupying the 2 postseason spots out of Class 4A District 1. So it'll be interesting to see how that contest turns out. We'll try and keep you up to date on that game as much as we can throughout the night. But the Bulldogs need to take care of business here tonight against Denison Schleswig. They'll host Spencer coming up next week in Week 8 of the high school football season. You're going to want to get out to Jim Lorenzen Field for that contest. Going to be a great ball game between the Bulldogs and the Tigers. And then Lars will wrap up the regular season at the Dodgers of Fort Dodge coming up in Week 9 of the high school football season. Lamar's looking to improve to 5-2 overall, 2-1 in the district. The big matchup with Denison Schleswig on tap here tonight from Denison. We're glad to have you along, whether you're listening online on air or you're watching this back on Sunday on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. We've got you covered with all of this Bulldog action, and it's right here on KLEM Radio. Let's thank some of our sponsors bringing you the broadcast here tonight, like Williams & Company, Rex Winkle Funeral Home, Hy-Vee, Clausen's Clothing, Tenninger Insurance, State Farm agent Michael Crank, and Vans Sanitation. Just a few of our great sponsors bringing you Bulldog football on the air and online. Let's get a break in, and when we come back, Ken Vigdahl, the second-year head coach of the Bulldogs, will join us to talk about, a little bit about last week, how the Bulldogs are trying to get themselves back on the right track, get themselves back into the winning ways, and how they can do that tonight against Denison Schleswig. Hear from Coach Ken Vigdahl when we return on our Friday Night Football pregame coverage. Live from Denison, you are listening to Bulldog Football here on KLEM Lamar's.
Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
For all your construction needs, trust Wilchin Brothers Incorporated. They're a Better Business Bureau accredited business and will be there every step of the way to get your project done right. Call 546-4135.
This is John from Siouxland Glass. You're busy. Let me help with pickup and drop off of your vehicle included in your service. Call 712-540-9080 for auto glass repair and replacement.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
The Lamar's Agri Center, your local source for Scott's lawn products, top-performing Kent feed products, a full line of agronomic inputs, bulk grass seed, bird feeders, bulk bird feed, and outstanding service. The Lamar's Agri Center, your source for everything that grows.
This is Ken Vigdahl, head football coach of the Lamar's football team. You're listening to Bulldog Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM Clem.
We welcome you back to our Friday Night Football pregame show here on 1410 AM and 96.9 FM. It's KLEM. I'm Daniel Versteg, and we are joined by the head coach of Lamar's Community Football, and that is Coach Ken Vigdahl. His team is 4-2 and 1-1 in Class 4A District 1 action, coming off a tough loss to one of the perennial powers out of the district in Webster City. But the Bulldogs looking for another win tonight as they take on Denison Schleswig. But first of all, Coach, talking about that last week or so, you obviously never want to lose a football game if you can help it. But maybe in some scenarios, it's good to see how your team responds to a loss. What did you see from practice this week that shows the guys are responding to the loss and trying to grow from it?
Well, the big thing is it's just like you said, you don't want to take, you never want to have a loss, but, they happen, and it's going to happen, in everybody's life. So that's just the way we approach it. And, I thought our kids have had a great attitude this week. Tuesday was really upbeat and stuff, and then you get to Wednesday, and then it's, here's our last focus work day. And so they were really locked into what we were doing and how, Denison Schleswig decides to play us offensively and defensively. And so, we've just had a good week of practice. We took a lot of positives from a loss. And I think when you can take a lot of positives and say, hey, if we would have did this or we would have done that just a little bit better, look at how close we would have been and maybe over the top. So, even though we lost the game, we were able to take positives from it. We learned from it. And, now we're at Denison Schleswig tonight, and we're ready to take on the Monarchs.
Yeah, and I think one of those positives for you guys had to be the strong finish to the game where you allowed only a touchdown after making it a 21-7 ball game and really were able to slow them down, at least scoring-wise, the rest of the game. How important is finishing a game, whether you lose it or win it, how important is it to finish that game strong so you can hopefully take a lot of that momentum into that week of practice?
Well, I think that's just our whole philosophy in our program, and one of our core values is finish empty. So, we talk about finishing. We talk about being tough. We talk about, hey, no matter what happens, you're going to play as hard as you can. And, our kids have just bought into that concept. And I think if you look over the last 2 years, that's our program. That's who we are. We never want to give up. We never want to quit because there's a time in life you just can't quit. You know what I mean? It's going to go on, and you got to figure it out, and you have to be, a tough person and get through the bad times and, be joyous in the good times. And so that's how football mimics that. So, it was good to see, we took some shots downfield last week, and they were so close. And, our defense was able to, get a stop there and not have them score. So, I think after we take the first quarter out of the game last week, it was a pretty tough ball game.
100%, and a ball game that you guys were in, the rest of the way. We're chatting with Ken Vigdahl. He's the head coach of Lamar's Community Football. As we talked about a couple of times now, the matchup tonight is the Denison Schleswig Monarchs. They're sitting 500 both overall and in the district with a big victory over Storm Lake last week. Coach, first of all, how about that offense? What is it that Denison Schleswig likes to do offensively that you're going to have to be prepared for tonight?
Well, they have a tailback called Jackson Hillebrand, and everything they do runs through him. I mean, he's a similar build to Cherry last week, where he's over 200 pounds. I don't know if he has quite the speed that Cherry had last week, but their offense is going to run through him. They like to run dive option with him. The quarterback will come, he'll pull, and then they'll give it to Jackson on the outside if you don't have the pitch covered. And then they're going to line up, and they're definitely at times spread, and they're going to throw the ball around. They like to be in trips. They like to be in a 2x2. And they'll still run some option out of the back of that. So, they've really found a way to spread the ball around.
Yeah, you talk about all those weapons and spreading the ball around. How important is it to make sure you've got a guy, protecting the run, and then, you're also respecting the passing game on the outside so you don't get beat deep in a scenario like that?
Well, and that's where everybody, whenever you talk about option, everybody has to do their job. We have people assigned to the dive back. We have people assigned to the quarterback. And you have a person assigned to the pitch back. So, the great thing about option football is it makes you disciplined. And if you're not disciplined, you know what's going to happen. They're going to score. They're going to get a big play. And so our guys have to be disciplined enough to, hey, I'm not going to go down on the dive back if I have the quarterback, and I'm not going to come off the pitchback to tackle the quarterback. So, it's one of those things our guys have to be disciplined. And if everybody does that, and it's kind of the same way in the secondary when it comes to, okay, now you see him in trips, now you see him in a 2x2. We have to have our combo coverage if we're in man, if we're in zero, whatever we're doing, we have to be disciplined enough to communicate and make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Ken Vigdahl's with us, head coach of Lamar's Community Football. How much, you guys do obviously a lot of, tackling drills in the preseason, and you were able to work on form tackling. How much is that come into play, not just this past week against Webster City, but against a physical running back like Jackson Hildebrand? This has got to take pretty much all of the fundamentals of tackling and puts it into a prime game example for your guys.
Well, the guys who, have graduated 15, 20 years ago, they know how it works. In practice, you tackle live, you beat each other up, you bring everybody to the ground, and that's how you did it 15, 20 years ago. Now it's a much safer practice area and even game area. But like in our practice, we can accomplish the same thing. And they have, we call them tackling donuts. They're big round circles. And, it's one of those things that you're tackling a bag now instead of tackling a live body. And so, it works on, your form. And so you can do that. And, this time of the year, everybody has nicks and owies and everything like that. So you don't want to beat your team up in practice to get ready for the game on Friday night. So we try to keep them as fresh as we can. We go live on our offensive and defensive line. But, as far as tackling, if we're going to do a tackling circuit, we like to use our tackling circles, and that's just a much safer way.
For sure, and it still gets through the fundamentals of tackling, just without beating each other up on a regular basis. Talking about this Denison Schleswig offense a little bit, you mentioned the option play, and that explains why Luke Weber's their quarterback has some good running yards, and he's got some good stats on the ground. What is his game like as a quarterback? Is it predicated on quick versatility on the outside, or is it going to be one of those he's just going to give it to Jackson or to his pitchback a bunch, and then when you're least expecting it, he'll break it off and make a big play?
He's a little bit taller, lankier kid, and so, he will run the option, but at the end, I think he really wants to pitch it and get it to Hillebrand and get him on the edge. Now, if you're going to give him the open seam, in the alley, he's going to take it. So, like I just got done saying, we still have to be disciplined. We still have to have somebody on the quarterback. We still have to have, the guy on our pitchback or on their pitchback. So, that it all plays into a factor. But if you don't take care of the quarterback, he will definitely run it. He's not afraid to run it. But at the end, I think if we force him to pitch it, that's what he really wants to do.
Ken Vigdahl, the head coach of Lamar's Community Football, joining us. The defense, you were telling me before we started this, is kind of a mystery, I guess, or maybe a bit of a question mark for you guys just because of the amount of things they can do with that defense. Tell me about what you've been able to see from them and what you guys are going to have to maybe be ready for and maybe have to make those ready changes on the fly here tonight.
Well, you're going to see him in a 4-front, and then you're going to see him in either a 4-2 or a 4-4 as a defense. And then they do like to play man coverage on the outside. And you're going to see their 2D tackles in the A gaps. They've showed that with the backers then taking care of the B gap, and then vice versa, where their D tackles will come over the guards and the two middle linebackers will be, in the A gap. So they really want to control the middle with those four guys. That's kind of their deal. They want to send middle linebackers. They want to force you to do something you don't want to do. And so the way we're approach it is in practice, we practice against the 4-front, obviously, and then we sent backers all week. So our offensive line on our zone doubles to the linebackers, so they kind of get used to that. But then again, since they're squeezing the middle so hard, and they will squeeze the middle even with their outside linebackers, we still have Bull and Connor that we still love to run sweep out of. And we really didn't run a lot of sweep at the beginning of the year, but as the year has gone on, you can see, like last week, we got some more mileage out of our sweep and stuff. And so, it's taken the pressure off of our inside zone a little bit. So now, if we force those outside backers to play a little more wide or a little wider, we can run our inside zone. If they want to be packed in there, we're going to run sweep at them. And you know, the one thing that I think I've seen all along is they want to go quick to the ball, which is fine. And so counters, everybody who's run counters against them have seemed to gain some yardage on it. So, you know, we have counters in for this week, obviously, like we do every week. But, you know, maybe a little more emphasis on counters than what we've had in the past.
And another thing that, you know, I hear coaches talk about at every level is the screen game is such an extension of the run game. It can be utilized in a similar way to or similar scenarios, I guess, to running the football. Is that going to be something we can see from you guys, short, simple routes that just kind of keep them off balance?
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know, when you're playing man-to-man and you run crossing routes, and they don't have to be 25 yards deep, you know what I mean? When our crossing routes, they're 5 to 3 yards. Get the ball in our playmakers, let them run. But also we've got in a few built-in shots where, you know what, we're going to move people that nobody's seen on film yet and try to get vertical on them and see what's going to happen from there. You know what I mean? So even though we want to protect and we're going to do our short passing game and we're going to do our key routes just like we do every week, we've kind of got some built-in shots this week that we want to make sure that we take.
Well, I like the sound of that, Coach. And when you're taking shots and you're making shorter routes and all of these things are happening to you while 6, maybe 7 guys are trying to rush you and the quarterback, that leaves not a whole lot of room for error when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to making the plays. What do you want to see out of Teagan in the backfield to make sure he's facilitating all of this well, making good decisions and making them in a timely fashion?
Well, I just think if you watch him from game one to game now, you have to be impressed with him. I mean, last week he stepped up a couple of times and started on a runner or pressed the defense a little bit. Guys came off. He dumped the ball. The things he's doing now, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, this is his first year as a starter. As the year goes on, you know, how much better he has gotten from day one because he's got game experience. He understands our offense. And, you know, you can watch our offense and go, this is how it's supposed to work and da-da-da. But until you're in it, you're living it, you really don't understand it. And, you know, he's a smart kid, and so he really understands our offense and what we want to do. And, you know, he understands defenses. You know, he knows that if there's, you know, it's simple numbers, but it's still numbers. If we're in our 2-by-2 and there's 3 on one side and 2 defenders on the other side, you know, he's going to go to the 2-receiver side. It's just, you know, that's how the game of football works. Is it's all about numbers and where you're going to place those numbers defensively and offensively.
Last thing for you, Coach. Kickoff is just a few minutes away. What do you need to see tonight? You always talk about the team going 1-0 this week and playing the best team that you'll see on Friday night. What do you need to see from the guys here tonight to make sure they have the best chance of going 1-0 this week and come away feeling good about their performance?
Well, we just want a fast start. We want to be aggressive right out of the bat. We don't want to catch blocks defensively. We want to, you know, step up. We want to take on blockers. Offensively, we talk about it all the time with our offensive line. We want to play 2 yards on the defensive line of scrimmage. We don't want to play on our side of the line of scrimmage. We want to play on their line of the scrimmage. And then, you know, and our backs run hard and our quarterbacks make great decisions. And so, you know, we see those 3 or 4 things and, you know, things are going to go our way.
Like the sound of that, Coach. Should be a fun contest tonight. We always appreciate your time, and best of luck to you guys out there.
Thanks, Daniel.
Absolutely. That's Ken Vigdahl, head coach of Lamar's Community Football, on our pregame coverage. More from Denison after this on KLEM.
Advanced Eye Healthcare, Dr. Becky DeRuyter knows all of our student athletes need to keep their eye on the ball. Make sure with an eye exam at Advanced Eye Healthcare at Walmart Vision Center in Lamar's. Dr. Becky DeRuyter.
Certified public accountants Cruz & Cruz extend their support to all the athletes and remind everyone, in the spirit of sports, participation is more important than winning. Cruz & Cruz Accounting, proud to be a sponsor of KLEM Sports.
Does it bug you to drive through a car wash to get the bugs off and all you get is a wet car with the bugs still there? Then drive to the Easy Clean Car Wash in Lamar's. With Easy Clean state-of-the-art technology, you'll be in and out in just minutes with a bug-free shine. And a tenant will assist you. They'll pre-wash the hard-to-reach areas to get those bugs off. Choose from a single wash or a gift card where you'll receive the 6th wash free. Or how about an annual pass with unlimited washes for a year? Satisfaction guaranteed at Easy Clean Car Wash, just east of Hy-Vee on 12th Street in Mars. Easy Clean Car Wash, making it easy.
Whether you're building, remodeling, or renovating, choose the professional that you've come to trust. O.H. Livermore Construction. From commercial to residential, remodeling to a complete renovation, contact O.H. Livermore Construction for a free estimate today. 540-6247. O.H. Livermore Construction, Lamars.
Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company, CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamars.
At American Bank, we believe in offering you what you want in a bank. Free checking, free debit and ATM cards, extended lobby and drive-up hours, competitive loans and deposit rates, online and mobile banking with bill payment and mobile deposit services. American Bank, achieving success together for over 130 years.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's the corner for fashion. Clausen's on the corner downtown Lamars. For men's, young men's, and ladies' clothing, a shoe department, and formal wear too. In-store alterations, gift cards, and personal service. Clausen's on the corner downtown Lamars.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and four walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Score big with the Sitzman Real Estate Team. Hometown realtors Shane, Peggy, Lance, and Patty are cheering the Lamar's Bulldogs and Galen Jays on to a victory. Buying or selling, call the Sitzman Real Estate Team today at 546-7881.
Who has time to sit and wait and wait and wait to wash your car? Choose Easy Clean Car Wash. We'll have you in and out in under 4 minutes with a shine that will make people talk. Easy Clean Car Wash, making it easy. Just east of Hy-Vee on 12th Street, Lamars.
This is Elijah Doherty, and you are listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Denison, the Denison Schleswig High School football field for Week 7 of the high school football season. Class 4A District 1 action comes your way tonight as the Denison Schleswig Monarchs host your Lamar's Bulldogs. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. Welcome back into our Friday Night Football pregame show as the Bulldogs, who are 4-2, 1-1 in the district, get set to take on Denison Schleswig, sitting 3-3 and 1-1 in district action. And Gabe, this is such a big contest. Of course, Lamar's currently is sitting 16th in the RPI. They're not in the playoff picture yet, just due to the automatic bids and how those play out. You can have an automatic bid outside of the top 16. But a win here today, I think, gives themselves a great chance to ride that momentum through the last couple of games of the regular season and maybe clinch that playoff spot after all.
Yeah, and Coach Vigdahl said this week that it really, if they handle their business, they're going to be in good shape. And really the main priority tonight is going to be Denison. That's always, the playoffs are always in the back of your mind because that's your goal to get to that second season there. But when it comes down to it, tonight is Denison. And, you know, they want to take care of business here on the road, long trip, but a great facility, great place to play. So they know that if they take care of what they can take care of, good things are going to happen, and it starts tonight.
Well, and that's always the nice thing about it, like you said, is they worry about the controllables for them. Denison can do whatever the heck it wants, but as long as Lamar's takes care of business, they're going to be successful. The Bulldogs lost the toss. Denison Schleswig defers, so they're going to be kicking off here to start this contest. Bulldogs are going to receive the football to start the first half, and of course that's not always the most ideal scenario. You'd love to get the second half kickoff and to give yourself that opportunity to go 2 for 1, but hey, an opportunity to get out in front early is going to be a nice thing as well. And after only putting up 7 points last week against Webster City, Gabe, I think that offense is going to be real hungry to march down the field and put some points up on the board.
Yeah, and last week I was there and saw that one, and yes, 7 points is all that was on the board, but there were some opportunities that they left out there, and they know that, and just from talking, they've got some things that they're ready to work on this week, and maybe some tricks up their sleeve, and so we'll see how things go right away. But it's when you struggle, it's always nice to get that offense back out there. Or if you're giving up points, it's nice to get the defense out there,
Right.
you know, just to get that taste out of your mouth. So we'll see the offense to start right away.
I like the sound of that, and I like this matchup. It's going to be a fun one here tonight. We're glad you're tuned in. This ball is teed up at the 40-yard line, and we are ready for high school football. Yeah, 12-minute timer not on the first quarter clock, but it is returned from the 11-yard line, taken out by Bo Wadley to the left numbers, 25, left sideline 30, 35, and he's run out of bounds by the kicker. And that will set Lamar's up with 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. 11:53 remaining in the first quarter.
Great return by Bo, and he just had – it looked like the kicker there, number 45, to beat, and he might have had something else. So, you know, they're always have explosive ability with those two back there to return the kicks.
I'm going to go ahead and say that is that's Sebastian Contreras who's kicking off. He's normally 54 on the roster, but he's going to trick us here tonight and wear number 45. But the Bulldogs
in the backfield.
Getting started with 1st and 10 from the 37. They pitch it to Sione Fafita, who's looking to throw on the first play of the game, and he overthrows Bo Wadley inside the 30-yard line. A pitch back Fafita, who just overthrew Bo Wadley, who was uncovered inside the Monarch 35. Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, two receivers in the same spot there. I don't think either of them really knew exactly who was supposed to go grab that one. Sione was just in charge of getting rid of it, and he did that and took a chance right out of the gates.
Boy, and he faced a lot of pressure, too, so it was good he got that football out of there. But now 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 37-yard line as Tegan Kazel lines up in the gun. He gives it to Elijah Doherty. Handoff up the left seam, 40, breaking a tackle, 45, tackled forward, and he's got the 48-yard line. An 11-yard carry for Elijah Doherty. Moves the chains for the Bulldogs.
That's great to see. Don't like seeing him get up a little bit slow holding that wrist, but it's great to see him have that explosive play right away, get 10 yards on that run, and you know, having that ability allows you to take that chance on the first play.
Yeah, when you have a running game that you're so high on, and now you see Trent Marino taking over in the backfield for the Bulldogs, it's going to be interesting to see whether they go back to the run with Trent or if they try and do something different with Elijah out of the contest. 1st and 10 for the 48. They motion Connor Jalis out of the backfield to the right side, look for the screen pass, and they find him on the right sideline, follows his block up the numbers to the 49, and that's all they're going to give him. And a yard gained on the screen pass to Connor Jalis will set up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Coach Vigdahl said he's going to try to get side to side on these guys and force them to run laterally. It may not be there right away. It may be something that, you know, later in the game they find some bigger openings. But right now, making them work sideline to sideline is going to be big.
Yeah, you talked about that front seven for them. So good at getting pressure, and you're going to have to play parallel with them. Fake handoff. Kazel keeps right side, and he loses a couple of yards back to the 46. Loss of 3 back deeper into Bulldog territory is going to set up 3rd down and 12, I beg your pardon.
And Elijah comes back in. Yeah, a little bit of a read there, and they just bring so much pressure. They've got some bigger bodies up there, but their linebackers are very, very aggressive, and they attack the line of scrimmage out of this 4-3, 4-4, whatever you want to call it, type of defense. So they're going to attack the line, and especially when they see people this close.
Yeah, they're going to stack the box here as Lamar's runs. Handoff sweep left side. Connor Jalis trying to get to the corner and does across midfield. The Monarch territory at the 46. And he's out of bounds at the Denison Schleswig 45. It's a pickup of 9. Not going to be enough for a first. It'll set up 4th and 3.
I think Coach had an intention of going on this 4th down. With that play call, I think he was looking at 4-down territory right away. If they would get something, Denison's going to run on a punt return team and then get him called back.
Yeah, Lamar's is keeping their offense out on the field. It's 4th and 3. Kazel handoff up the middle. Doherty bounces off the first blocker. He gets to the 43, dives forward to the 42. They're going to stop the clock. They're going to want a measurement here as Doherty gets about 2.5. He needed for sure 3. And, well, they're going to spot it there at the 42.5-yard line. They do not have a measurement. They're going to say turnover on downs, and Denison Schleswig will take over.
Yeah, there was a few linemen there pointing, trying to convince the official they need to continue blocking, and then they might be able to push that pile a little bit further. But, you know, I'm surprised they did not at least measure it.
Right.
But, you know, that's what you have.
Now, they did spot it on the near side of the field, so maybe they had enough of an eye test to be able to say, yeah, we won't bring the chains out, won't waste time. But Yeah, I think the Bulldog coaching staff would love to at least have a look at it, but instead it's 1st and 10 of the 42-yard line as Luke Wiebers and the Denison Schleswig offense comes out on the field. Trips bunch to the left, handoff up the middle. This is their big running back in Jackson Hildebrand, who picks up 3 yards to the 45 to set up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Hildebrand's a big back, physical back. He doesn't get a ton of like carries, but I think the quarterback's, he's kind of a mystery. I happen to watch a couple of the games, and some plays or some games he seems like he's a little bit more mobile and explosive than others. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
9:30 to play in the first quarter. The Bulldogs turn it over on downs. Denison Schleswig with their first offensive possession. A handoff up the middle to Hildebrand. Picks up 2 yards to the 47. He's lucky to get 2 after Carson Ott grabbed him at the line of scrimmage and didn't let him move any forward. It is a pickup of a couple of yards, and it'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Evan Jalis was in there too, helping bring down the big back and tried to get a push back, but the yards he gained was all falling forward.
Right.
I mean, there really wasn't anything from the line of scrimmage besides his fall forward.
Yeah, exactly. Carson didn't allow those yards. It was just the way Hildebrand fell. That gave him a couple of yards. It's 3rd and 4. Keeper Luke Weber straight up the middle. He's got a first down. Across the 45 into Bulldog territory. He's down to the 39. He took a hard hit up the right seams, and he is slow to get up on the play. Luke Wiebers picks up a first down on the quarterback keeper, and he is slow to get up after 13 yards. And now the Denison Schleswig training staff, Coach Kamari Cotton Moya from the other side of the field, the first one to greet his junior quarterback, and I'll try and see how he's doing out there on the field. We got a timeout, injury timeout on the field as they attend to the junior quarterback, Luke Wiebers. We'll take this timeout as well. But it is not 8:46 to go here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Denison Schleswig has a first down when we return on KLEM.
Floyd Valley Healthcare wants you to play at the peak of your skills. Don't forget to stretch your muscles, hydrate, and schedule your wellness checks to reach your full potential. Best of luck from Floyd Valley Healthcare in Lamar.
Young and old alike enjoy the competition of high school sports. Some participate, some watch, and some remember how it was. It's only a game, but it offers great life lessons and memories that last a lifetime. A few thoughts from Dan and Lori Rexwinkle of Rexwinkle Funeral Homes in Lamars and Akron.
It takes a strong body and a strong mind to make you an athlete. So train hard and play smart. Play with confidence and always expect the unexpected. This message was brought to you by Van Sanitation and Recycling, proud supporters of local athletics.
This is Tegan Kazel, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School. Daniel Versteg alongside Gabe Davis. Following the injury timeout, it is Jake Fink who keeps on the option fake left side, 35 to the 32. He gets all the way to the numbers at the 31-yard line. That's a pickup of 8 right away. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and Fink is not the listed number 2 quarterback.
No, he's not.
So he's listed as a receiver, junior receiver. So maybe if the quarterback is out, they have a little bit different offense maybe.
Well, they brought Luke Wiebers back in, so maybe that was just one play call they liked with Jake Fink instead. 2nd and 2 upcoming now for the Monarchs. From the Bulldog 31, out of the gun, a high snap. Handoff around the left side, sweep for Hildebrand. Gets a block to the 25-20, 15-10, one man to beat. And Bo Wadley bangs him out of bounds inside the 5 at the 2-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 27 and a first down for the Monarchs. Still 1st and goal.
Bo's coming out too. Looks like he took Hildebrand's on head-to-head there, and that was not literally head-to-head, but chest to chest, and that's a big guy to take down all by yourself.
And now 1st and goal upcoming here for Denison Schleswig from the 2. Wiebers keeps up the middle. He's into the end zone for a Monarch touchdown. Luke Wiebers in on the ground for the 4th time this season, and Denison Schleswig has our first score tonight. It's 6-0 Monarchs here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they just physically moved their way down there. They didn't put the ball in the air. They ran a little option just for the one play. Then they had to take their quarterback out because he got hit. I think he is athletic, but it looks to me like they're going to try to keep Hildebrand in there and get him a bunch of carries tonight.
Absolutely. And Hildebrand averaging nearly 100 yards on the ground this season. Point after try upcoming from Carson Senchins, and the right-footed kicker sneaks that one through the uprights, and it is good. Senchins remains perfect on the year on point after tries at 15 of 15. Take a break. When we come back, Lamar's will have their first chance to respond down in this contest. 7-0. Denison Schleswig with 7:51 left in the first quarter. Back with more Bulldog football after this here on KLEM.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local team the best of luck this season.
Prime Bank is pleased to support educational opportunities at Galen Catholic and Lamar's community. We're proud to support our students in the classroom, on the playing field, in the band room, on stage, or in any extracurricular activity. Prime Bank works hard to help all of our children excel in their endeavors.
Member FDIC.
This is Bo Wadley, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. The Monarchs kick off a short one that bounced at the 30-yard line. It's picked up on the hop by the Bulldogs. And it looks like Chase Peterson on the return out to the 31. And so Lamar's will start their next drive, 1st and 10 from the 31.
Decent field position again. They didn't want to kick that deep. They just kind of pooched it up. Chase has had a few of those opportunities throughout the season. And, you know, he's pretty sure-handed, multi-sport kid that, you know, he's out there for a reason.
Absolutely is, and he's also listed as a wide receiver. Of course, doesn't play a whole lot offensively, but does have the hands to be able to do it. Now the Bulldogs empty the backfield and will line up with 3 receivers, right, 1 left. They motion Wadley into the backfield, and they hand it off to him, end around right side. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. There's a flag on the play right sideline. Couple of flags as Wadley gets brought down to the 33. It'll be a pickup of 2, but we're going to have to hold everything before we say that definitively anyway.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Nolan got caught with a little bit of pull of the jersey out there.
Yeah,
just you can hope for something else, though.
Yeah, I'm hopeful, but yeah, when you get wide receivers out there on the edge and they're blocking, they don't normally block. Sometimes they get a little too happy, and so it is a hold on the Bulldogs. They're going to back up 10
Face
yards.
mask on them, though.
Oh, so we get offsetting penalties.
All right.
And so they replay the down on that, right?
Yep, replay it.
So it's like it never happened. 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs from their own 31. That, again, it was a hold and a face mask. The penalty's offset, meaning nothing happens. We'll just replay the down.
The only thing we lose is time.
Exactly. Well, and at this point in the contest,
plenty of it.
Plenty of it, exactly. Here's Kazel lining up in the gun. 2 receivers on either side. He takes the knee-high snap, short drop out of the gun, steps up in the pocket, pass over the middle, behind Bo Wadley. It's deflected and picked off. Taken the other way by Carson Sengens to the left numbers of the 40, 35, and deep into Bulldog territory. Carson Sengens has his first interception of the season, and Denison Schleswig will take over at the Bulldog 35.
Good protection that time by the line. Gave Teagan a lot of time. There was 2 receivers that were crossing in the middle, and that made it a little tough for to get to the correct guy. So now Denison has the ball up 7 and in good field position. We're going to have to work our way out of this right now.
And that's, you know, one of those interceptions that you just kind of have to shake your head and say, well, that's just the way it happened. A deflection, a pass, you know, a little bit behind a receiver, and well, it ended up finding the defender, unfortunately, and Denison Schleswig gets 1st down and 10 with a really good field position. They're starting at the Bulldog 35-yard line. Let's see if the defense can make a play here. 2 receivers left, 1 right, tight end motions left to right as the handoff goes to Hildebrand straight up the middle, and the Bulldogs stand him up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. I see Evan Jalis and Carson Ott in there for the stop. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go, and that was nose to nose right there. That was a great tackle by Evan Jalis, and then Carson got in there to help wrestle him down, because this guy is not one that you can just take down by yourself. Much like our running back in Elijah Doherty, you don't take him down by one guy very often.
Yeah, it's 6'1", 220. That's a guy that you just cannot tackle by yourself. I don't care who you are. And that's a great stop there by the Bulldogs. Got to do it a couple of times, though. Here's 2nd and 10 from the Bulldog 35. They motion a receiver, and dropping to throw is Weavers. He passes over the right seam, coming back to the football and making a sliding grab at the 29-yard line is Jake Fink. He's got 6 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, just wanted to – Denison just trying to get a little bit of that back, get in a 2nd and manageable. He slid for the reception there right in front of Bo Wadley. Bo was making sure nothing goes over top. This is a big down here.
Right. Yeah, you get a chance to get off the field here or force something that they don't want to do here. 3rd and 4, a long 4 in between the 29 and 30-yard line of Lamar's Community. 2 receivers either side. Handoff, Hildebrand up the middle. He gets across the 25, diving forward to the 24. He's got 5 yards. Good spot for Hildebrand. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Monarchs.
Yeah, and that's why that 5 yards is such a big deal. You hold them on 1st down, and then 2nd down they get a little bit of it back. But that big back is tough to wrestle down within that 4 or 5 yards. We saw it last week against Webster City. We're going to have to match the physicality here if we're going to come back here.
Yeah, and it's going to be an all hands on deck for them to be able to do that. 1st and 10 for the Monarchs from the Bulldog 24-yard line. It is Weavers lining up in the gun, 2 receivers on either side. He takes the snap, play action fake, bootlegs right, looks to throw deep toward the end zone and well overthrew his target. Gavin Hippner, the intended receiver on the right sideline, couldn't find him. It's incomplete. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I had to listen to you. We're kind of tight quarters up here. I couldn't quite see in the corner. I was just watching your reaction, so it looks like it went well for us. But that's one thing that this quarterback, he's young still. He's just a junior, just like ours. But I don't think he's thrown the ball a whole lot. He's very athletic and will run the ball, but he seems to have some up and down moments as far as throwing it.
Yeah, we're getting nice and friendly up here with all the football support staff here for Lamar's Community. The Monarchs now with 2nd and 10 of the Bulldog 24. Trips bunch to the left. They hand it off up the middle. Nice. Hildebrand, and he bounces around the left side but can't get back to the line of scrimmage. He loses 2. Markevius Moten on the stop back to the 26. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Well, not that you want to run into anybody up front, but he first ran into Carson Ott, and that's not going to go real well for most people. Carson's built like a tank, and then he changed directions and went right into Mark, and Mark also is built pretty well. So we've got him where we want him. They lose 2 on 2nd down. Now they're 3rd and 12, and the quarterback hasn't been as comfortable throwing the ball this year. Maybe this is an opportunity where we can get a turnover.
And trips bunch now to the left of Weavers, 1 to the right on 3rd and 12 of the Bulldog 26. Weavers 3-step drop, rolls right, immediately faces pressure from Carson Ott, now throws it back over the middle of the field. That's a free ball. It's picked off at the end zone. And taking it out of there is Connor Jalis to the 5-yard line. And the Bulldogs have turned over Weavers. It's his 7th interception of the year, and the Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 from their own 5.
If you know, you know. Sometimes you just call it right, and we got that one right. I kind of wish Connor would have kept it in the end zone, but that doesn't always happen. He wants to go make a play. Now they've got 95 yards to tie this game up, and they're fully capable of doing that.
Oh, hey, the nice thing is, the field position kind of stinks right now, but you get the ball back and you give yourself an opportunity down just a possession. 7-0 Denison Schleswig. Lamar standing on the goal line as Kazel lines up in the gun. He gives it up the middle. It's Elijah Doherty. He gets some breathing room for the Bulldogs across the 10 to the 12. He's got 7 to bring up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, he's had a couple good runs. The first one he actually went out on because he fell on that wrist, and this is a second one where he gains a good chunk of yards. I like Elijah going vertically. Sometimes he gets caught like some running backs, moving around trying to find that perfect hole, and sometimes you just have to make it, and he's done that these first 2 runs.
So now 2nd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. Much more manageable. They'll be at the Bulldog 12-yard line. 2 receivers on either side as Kazel lines up in the gun. He gives it to Doherty this time, bounces back to the left. He's got a 1st down to the 15-20, left seam to the 22. He has got a gain of 10, and the Bulldogs will move the chains and have 1st and 10.
Great footwork, and now they're going to find something they like, and they're going to keep going. So quick up to the line, getting everybody set and ready to roll.
Yeah, quick moving offense. 1st and 10 from the 22. Reinach go back to Doherty. Up the left seam to the 25. We've got a flag in the middle of all of that. Be a gain of 3 for the moment, but we'll see what the penalty marker's for. It's going to be holding on the Bulldogs, unfortunately, and so this one's going to be coming back. Unfortunately, we're not going to get any helping penalties to make it offset. And so they're going to back up another 10 yards for the Dogs from the 22. And that's going to set up 1st down and 20 back to the Bulldog 12.
Yeah, and that's that. It's bit us a couple times throughout the year. We get something going. We have a 1st down or 2 and get some things rolling, and then we get behind the sticks on a play here and there.
Yeah, 1st and 20. That's going to be tough to dig out of from their own 12. Kazel fakes the give, pitches it left, and the ball gets batted away. Kazel dove on it at the 1-yard line. They say he had possession, losing the pitch, but he was able to recover it out of the end zone, and now the Bulldogs are going to have a mile to go just at the 1-yard line.
Second. Yep, it's going to be at the 1, and it's going to be a long ways. And now you're in a situation where, you just want to get out of here. You
Right.
go from rolling to getting a first down or two to now we just want to get out of here and not give them the ball right here. So this will be interesting to see how this works.
3:18 to go in the first. It's 2nd and 31. Kazel gives up the middle. Elijah Doherty, he's got some positive yardage to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 2, and that's going to set up maybe more manageable 3rd down and 29.
3rd and 29. I've seen a lot of play cards. I don't think there's any 3rd and 29s. Now it's just trying to get maybe out to the 10-yard line, give your punter a spot.
Right.
Sione's punted really well this year. You can get a snap and a punt and get it out of here. Maybe you can break one, but that's not the plan right now.
Yeah, at this point, you're just trying to give yourself enough breathing room to get a good, solid kickoff as Kazel lines up under center. He gives it around the left side.
He's
Sweep
open.
to Connor Jalis. So he did get a block to the left sideline. Only gets to the 10.
It's all right.
And they dive him down to the 11-yard line. A pickup of 8 for Connor Jalis. That'll give them more breathing room as the Bulldog punt unit comes out onto the field.
Yeah, what a weird drive. It starts off with a good first down, a great second down. You get a decent first down again, and then you start going backwards. And you're not going to be able to be very successful doing stuff like that. Now we got to get it out of our end, excuse me.
Sione Fafita to boot this one away. There's a flag that blows this punt dead. That was a great punt. But it's going to be
offsides on them.
It is offsides on the Monarchs, so that'll give the Bulldogs a few more yards. That'll move them up to the 16. Still going to be punting, but hey, more yards on a punt is not the worst thing in the world, as Lamar's will now boot it from its own 16-yard line. With 2:07 to go in the first quarter, Denison Schleswig currently on top of Lamar, 7-0 here in Class 4A District 1 action. These two teams are tied for 3rd in the district standings. They're all trying to maintain momentum with Spencer and Webster City at the top of the district. And now
Offsides
the
again.
Monarchs move again. They'll move another 5 yards. Well, the Monarchs jump the snap count again. Going to move them all the way up to the 21. It's going to set up 4th and 11. Now you're still in a punting scenario, but man, if the Monarchs just keep doing this to you, might as well, you might get an opportunity just to get out of it.
If the Monarchs keep doing this, their coach is going to explode.
I would have to imagine. Yes, they would. Kamari Cotton-Moya is not one for mistakes over there on the Denison Schleswig side of the field. This time the snap is off cleanly, and Fafita kicks it off the side of his foot.
Got to
to
cover
the
it,
right
though.
sideline 35. It takes a Monarch bounce back to the 30 to the 28, and Fafita covers up his own kick at the 27-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of just 6 yards, a net gain on the kick. And the Monarchs will start 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 27.
Yeah, you get the 10 yards on those penalties by Denison that you weren't expecting. But on the first one, we did get a snap off, and he punted it onto the other end of the field. I mean, I think it landed about the 45. I know the guy didn't go back and catch it, but you had quite a bounce, and now we're again trying to scrape for ourselves here.
1st and 10 for the Monarchs for the Bulldog 27 with 1:48 left to play in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Denison. Schleswig on top here in Class 4A District 1 action. 3 receivers line up to the right and 1 to the left of Luke Weber's in the gun. Jackson Hildebrand off his right hip. Dropping back to throw. Weber's looks to pass deep over the left seam. He's got his man.
Penalty.
Over the shoulder catch is made by
Penalty.
Jake Fink, but there is a flag back at the middle of the play. And so this touchdown's going to come back. Denison Schleswig commits a penalty, no score, but Jake Fink was wide open, and the Bulldogs can utilize that to hopefully learn from the mistake and not make it again.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion or, misunderstanding of who had the deep threat there. Or maybe we saw Fink run earlier, and he is fairly athletic and can do some good things. So maybe he just beat us. Either way, it doesn't matter because it's off the board. And these penalties are kind of hurting Denison now, which, they didn't earlier, and now let's see if we can take advantage of them.
Yeah, boy, they've committed 3 penalties in the last 4 plays. Now, of course, 3 of them don't count because of the penalty, but now the Monarchs have 1st and 23 for the Bulldog 40. Weavers takes the snap, screen pass right side. That one's hauled in by Jesse Velasquez up the right seam across the 35 to the 32. He's got 8 yards, and that'll set up 2nd down, and we'll call it 15.
When you're playing a team with a big bruising back like they have, 1st and 23 is not where they want to be, and it makes it tougher for them. They've already thrown 1 interception. I don't think he's totally comfortable back there. Let's see if we can get another one.
2nd and 15, a trips bunch to the right with a couple away back in the backfield. Dropping a throw is Weber's 3 steps, rolls out to his right, so the numbers, chucks it deep, right sideline to the end zone, leaping up and unable to haul it in is Jake Fink into double coverage. It was Sadowski as well as Connor Jalis on the coverage. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 15. And now the Monarch receiver is slow to get up.
Yeah, now Fink's down. And there was a great close by Connor Jalis to knock that out of his hands, because he did have a little bit of a step there. But it looks like the collision caused Fink to maybe come down a little funny on his leg maybe and cause the ball to be jarred loose.
So with 1:03 to go in the first quarter, Denison Schleswig with another injury timeout. It's 7-0 Monarchs on top here in quarter number 1. The Monarchs will have 3rd and 15 when we return following this injury timeout. You are listening to Bulldog Football. It's right here on 1410 AM and 96.9 FM, KLAM Lamar's.
Make sure your life runs smoothly with an upgraded internet package from Premier Communications, connecting you with the internet speed and television access package that best fits your wants and needs. Premier Communications is happy to support our area coaches, athletes, and the parents who support them. Have a great season.
Being on the winning team in Northwest Iowa for over 130 years, Iowa State Bank is a proud supporter of all our area high school sports teams.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
This is Connor Jalis, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Denison Schleswig's football field here at Denison Schleswig High School alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. 1:03 to go in the first quarter. And the Bulldogs trail the Monarchs 7-0. On 3rd and 15, Weber's motions a receiver right to left in Velasquez. He takes the helmet high snap, drops it off. Bubble screen is made. Jackson Hildebrand makes the catch 30 in between the hashes to the 25-20. Left numbers, and he's into the red zone, getting down to the 18-yard line. That is right at the line to gain, but it is not enough. It'll be 4th and 1 for the Monarchs. They get down to the Bulldog 18.
Yeah, that's a perfect opportunity for a screen. So, and they took advantage of it. It looked like there was a little bit of handsiness on the edge that didn't get called, and I have a feeling we're going to see the big running back right here.
Yeah, on 4th and 1, this is exactly what you need Jackson Hildebrand for if you're Denison Schleswig. From the Bulldog 18, they line up in the I formation. Weber's under center. He takes the snap, gives it to the fullback this time, and he's got a first down across the 17 to the 16-yard line as the fullback gets 2 yards and moves the chains with 1st and 10. And that'll, with 14.8 seconds to go in the first quarter, they'll wind the clock after the first down and take us into quarter number 2. Our score heading into the second quarter of action is Lamar's 0 and Denison Schleswig 7. We'll take a break, come back. Quarter number 2 comes your way after this timeout. You are listening to Bulldog Football right here on KLEM.
Hi, this is Julie Hurt with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's, your local real estate expert dedicated to results. Whether buying or selling a home, call me, Julie Hurt, with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's at 540-7757. That's 540-7757.
Hi, Jessica G. Well, hello, Libby Lexus. I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang, you're such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. 12th Street east of Hy-Vee, Lamar's.
Since 1932, Tenninger Insurance has been providing the area with dependable insurance coverage. A.J. Tenninger continues the tradition as an independent insurance agent dedicated to serving you. Tenninger Insurance, Plymouth Street, Lamar's.
This is Sione Fafita, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School. Start of the second quarter as a carry picks up 2 yards to the 14. Going to be Jackson Hildebrand on the carry to start this second quarter of action. It's 7-0 in favor of Denison Schleswig as Gabe Davis and Daniel Versteg join you for the broadcast. And gave this an opportunity for the Bulldog defense once again. They picked off Denison Schleswig down here at this end of the field earlier. It'd be nice to keep them out of the end zone again.
Yeah, they need to, bend, don't break here. It's a overused statement, but we need it real bad right here. We need to keep the points off the board and get the offense back out there.
Second down and 8 here for the Monarchs. Out of the gun is Weavers. He motions his back to his left hip. They got an option play. Keep up the middle. Flag on the play as Weavers picks up a yard to the 13. And that flag, I think is going to be a legal motion. And so we'll await and see for sure the official call.
Yeah, the receiver, the running back shifted, and then the receiver changed his feet. And now you got two guys in motion. They both have to get set again. And so they might, will they decline this?
Well, I guess that's the. Can you decline it? I
yeah,
don't know.
you can, and then it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Ken Vigdahl. No, he does want the penalty now. He's pointing them back, and so Mars will take the 5 yards and keep it second down. It's going to be second down and 13 now for Denison Schleswig. Back to the Bulldog at 19.
And that's a better direction for them to be going right now, as far as I'm concerned. So hopefully we can continue that, or at least get them stopped. That makes it tough to keep Jackson, or get Jackson going if that's the case.
3 receivers to the wide side, right side of the field. Rolling right is Luke Weavers. He's still got time to throw toward the right numbers. 20 now. He's going to keep up the right numbers to the 15. He's got some positive yards up to the 13. It's a gain of 6 for Luke Weavers, and it will be now 3rd down and 7.
Yep, and they got the 5 yards back plus a little bit, so it'll kind of put them back where they would have been, maybe a little bit closer even. It looks like Fink is kind of still limping around out there on that leg. He came back in and he cut that one short, that route, and kind of walked off to the side with a little bit of a limp. So it'll be interesting to see him, how he goes the rest of the night.
Yeah, maybe Jake Fink at this point is just a little bit of a decoy out there. I don't know. We'll see what Denison Schleswig does with him, as it is 3rd down and 7 now for the Monarchs from the Bulldog 13. Weavers out of the gun. Chest-high snap, 3-step drop. Steps up in the pocket, and he goes down for a sack. Back to the 15, maybe the 16-yard line. And in there on the sack was Carson Ott. Evan Jalis gets in there. It'll be 4th down and 10 for the Monarchs.
I'm more and more impressed by Carson Ott every time I get a chance to watch him. He's got a motor that doesn't stop. He's strong as they come. He's put in a lot of work. And to think last year he was watching, and it's just so nice to see him back getting after it. They have a capable kicker here, though.
They do, yeah. 4 for 4 on field goals is Carson Senchins. He's made one from 40. This is going to be a tricky one, though, from the 33 yards out off the right hash. Good spot, good hold. The right-footed boot is inside the right uprights, and it is good. It's a 33-yard field goal for Carson Senchins, and the Monarchs take a 10-0 lead here in quarter number 2. 9:35 left in the half, and the Bulldogs find themselves down 2 possessions. We're back with more Bulldog football after this break here on KLEM.
Galen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information, check their website at galencatholic.org.
Campbell's Lawn and Landscape is a proud supporter of local athletics. Hard work and determination is what leads to success, and just like the team, Campbell's Lawn and Landscapes believes the same with their business. Give them a call today at 540-5434.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to cnos.net to learn more.
This is Carson Ott, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back here to Denison Schleswig's high school football field. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. Kickoff by Contreras, fielded by Sione Fafita at the 5. He stumbles. Now he's going to have to take it out to the middle of the field at the 10-15. Left seam, left numbers to the 20. He gets a block, left sideline, 30, 35, 40. Has the kicker to beat. He steps out of bounds across the 40, and he is out at the Bulldog 44-yard line. What a great return by Fafita after it looked like it was going to be catastrophic. Bulldogs will get great field position for their first possession of the second quarter.
He only gets about 40 yards on the return, but he ran about 80 across the field. And you could see it. I mean, they did a good job of staying in their lanes, but as they came through, we were getting just enough of a couple guys to get that edge.
And so the Bulldogs will have 1st and 10 as they start this offensive possession from their own 44. Kazel out of the gun, hands it off to Doherty, trying to bounce off the first tackler. He loses 2 yards to the 42, but like you said, I think a face mask is coming in from the far side of the field. So we'll wait and see where we're at. Well, as of right now, the loss is 2 yards, but yeah, I think we're going to get a face mask penalty. Now, whether or not it ends up being a personal foul or not is going to be the question. I think it's just a 5-yard penalty.
7, 8, nope.
No, they're going to mark it all the way off. 15 yards. It's a personal foul face mask. And I guess the face mask is a spot foul. So the Bulldogs are going to get it up to the Denison Schleswig 43-yard line after all of that.
They got Sione one-on-one down here. I think we're going to take a shot here before too long.
Yeah, 3 receivers are lined up left, and Bo Wadley jumped for a false start, so that's going to bring up 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs.
Both teams kind of, giving it back and forth a little bit as far as some penalty yards go, and I know that's going to drive coaches crazy.
Yeah, especially on a penalty like that where it just becomes can you keep your balance out there almost? I'm not sure what Bo ended up doing, but he kind of lost his balance lined up as the receiver out there and stumbled, and that was enough for a false start. So it's 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs now in Denison Schleswig territory at the Monarch 48-yard line. 2 receivers lined up right, 1 in single coverage. Sione Fafita on the right side. They motion Bo Wadley end around right side, trying to get a block to the corner. He gets outside the numbers to the 45, and he's tackled high out of bounds by Luke Weavers, the quarterback. It's a pickup of 3 to bring up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they did a good job of blocking linebacker Hildbrand now that he's on the other side of it, but he came through, and he playing linebacker a little bit like Bo does, going through people, and he forced it to go wide, but he didn't make the tackle. We might be able to get some type of counter or some play action or something going one way and coming back the other here before too long because they are very, very aggressive.
That's what Coach Vigdahl talked about in the pregame. He said looking at film over the last few weeks, teams who have run counters and some misdirections have been very successful against the Monarchs. 2nd and 12 for the Monarch 45. Handoff up the middle. Doherty cuts it back left side to the 40. He's got some good yardage. A gain of 5 will set up 3rd down and 7 for Lamar's community.
Yeah, and this is 4-down territory. You're down 10-0. You're trying to get things going, barring something, where we're going backwards. I think this is 4-down territory here. So, your play calling will then tell us that. We'll be able to see a play that doesn't have to get 7 or 8 yards. You can run a play for 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's much different when you look at it from the vantage point of, we need 2 plays to get 12 rather than, see what we can do later on 4th down. 2 receivers right. Tight end Connor Jalis motions to the left side of the formation on 3rd and 7. Now Bo Wadley motions left to right. They fake the give to Wadley. Handoff. Doherty cuts by the first defender. He gets brought down to the 36. Lost the football.
He was down.
They are going to say he fumbled it and is recovered at the 37-yard line by Brandon Grossenheider. That's going to set up 4th down and 4.
Yep, and that was the counter. They tried coming back with that, and there again, I think you just have to get as vertical as you can, as quick as you can, and make the best of the situation. So we'll see what the Bulldogs have. Maybe you're in a situation where you can have some a screen of some sort or something like that. They've got looks like coach is going to run the clock down maybe and take a timeout here.
Yeah, he's walking down to the lines, Judge, with 7:20 to go in the first half, but Ken Vigdahl is going to call a timeout once the play clock gets down to 0, or he's just going to call it right now. That works. 7:14 to play in the first half. Denison Schleswig leads Lamar's 10-0 in Class 4A District 1 action. Take a short break. Back with more Bulldog football after this on KLEM.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
This is Ken Vigdahl, head football coach of the Lamar's football team. You're listening to Bulldog Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM Clem.
And we welcome you back to Denison Schleswig's high school football field alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Verstag. It's 4th down and 4 for the Bulldogs for the Monarch 37 as they trail Denison Schleswig 10-0 here in week 7 of the high school football season. Tegan Kazel lining up in the gun, motions his tight end left. See what the Bulldogs drew up on 4th and 4. Wadley motions across the formation. Kazel play action, drops to throw, evades the first would-be sacker, and he goes down for a loss. Back at the 43-yard line. Stop made there by, it was Derek Shearing, I believe. It'll be a loss of 6 yards and a turnover. Will give the Monarchs 1st and 10 from their own 43.
Yeah, tried to run a little bit. It looked like the counter before, with the motion and things like that. Teagan didn't have a whole lot of time. It looked like Sione might have had a little bit of open field, never could quite get there to making that throw. So now the defense is going to need to answer again. The offense is going to get going here. I think it's only a matter of time. They've had some success. They just haven't, and this was really a little bit even last week. Couldn't quite get into that end zone. So hopefully we can turn that around here. But first things first, we got to take care of the defense here.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't afford to go down any more than 10 points here in this contest. 1st and 10 for the 43. I formation. Pitch play right. Goes to Hildebrand. Up the middle across the 45. Across midfield to the 49 of Lamar's Community. It is a gain of 8 yards for the Monarchs, and it'll be 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of him. He's a sure-handed ball carrier, and he's big. We're going to have to match that physicality.
And this is a really tough test after the bruising running of Jackson Cherry last week. This is another kind of running back that just they keep giving you doses of and just trying to see, can you figure out a way to shut him down? Here's 2nd and 2 from the Bulldog 49-yard line. Another I formation look for Luke Weepers as 2 receivers line up right. He fakes the give to the fullback. Option keep right seam. He gets to the 47. Has got the 1st down to the 46. It's a pickup of 3 for Weepers on the keeper, and it's 1st and 10.
That seems to be something they're not looking to gain a lot on that. I'm sure they're fully capable of it, but it's just a play they know that they can stress out the defense, get 2-3 yards. They've run it a couple times for about that and gotten those 1st downs.
6:15 to go here in the first half. 10-0 Denison Schleswig. This broadcast of Bulldog football on KLEM is brought to you in part by the Lamar's Agri Center, Julie Hurt, Realtor at Century 21 ProLink, as well as American Bank, the Lamar's Athletics Booster Club, OH Livermore Construction, Iowa State Bank, and Advance Eye Healthcare. It's 1st and 10 for the Monarchs for the Bulldog 46. Handoff out of the I formation, right side carry for Hildebrand, and he gets maybe a yard up to the 45-yard line. The Bulldogs read it well. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Host of Bulldogs. Alex Allen came from the backside there, and it looked like you had Bo and Carson all there, and that's how you have to tackle this guy, especially when he gets his head going north and south or east and west, whatever it is. He's getting vertical. You got to make sure you get in front of him.
There you go. We had this discussion last week. Of course, I do Morningside football as well, and my color commentator was saying, "Well, I call it north and south if the field runs east to west."
Pass,
here's a handoff right side. Jake Fink, he's looking to throw, coming back to the left side, breaks the first tackler at midfield, and he goes down for a loss. Back at the 47, Bulldogs read the opportunity for a pitch
back here.
Pass. The loss of 2 at the 47. Yes, there is a flag downfield, and I see something about maybe a hands to the face call.
Hold.
Or is it a hold here?
Yeah, I think Connor was a little bit confused when face mask. What the heck's he calling over there? Face mask.
It is a face mask on the defense. And it is going to be 15 yards. And so after a loss of 3 for the Monarchs, they're going to pick up 15 on the penalty. And we'll move the chains. Boy, what a tough break. And so the Monarchs are going to get all the way up to the 30-yard line of Lamar's.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion. I wonder if someone didn't snag a mask as they came up and then decided to retreat and accidentally, stick a hand out and grab a mask. But it was the expensive one, the 15-yarder.
Yeah, Jake Fink took that pitch and was looking to throw, and he lost a few yards, but instead it's a 15-yard gain on the penalty. Handoff, bouncing off tackle left side. Jackson Hildebrand shoves Trent Marino to the ground. The rest of the Bulldogs are there to help him out. It's a pickup of 2 to the 28. Sets up 2nd and 8.
Trent did his best. He's given up a lot of size and maybe even a little bit of strength there. But, if you can't take him down yourself, grab on and fall down slowly and hope the help gets there, and they did.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a nice thing about what the Bulldogs are doing here tonight. We've talked about it a couple of times is you get guys roaming to the football. They're all making plays, and Lamar's has been able to make some stops on those scenarios. 2nd down and 8 from the Bulldog 28. Out of the gun is Weepers. Fakes the give. Keep right side of the 25. Right seam. Gets a block to the outside of the 20 to the 16. And that's where he stood up there. It's a gain of 12 to the 16 on the keeper by Weepers. It's 1st and 10.
Yep, and that's what happens. And that's a little bit of what Webster City did from time to time. They had success with Cherry last week, and they've had success with Hildebrand this week. And eventually you're going to be able to fake that and go around the opposite end because you need a host of Bulldogs to tackle the big guys, and it puts an athlete in space.
4 minutes to go in the first half. 10-0 Denison Schleswig here in Class 4A District 1. A couple of teams battling for third place in the district and trying to see if they can keep stride with the likes of Spencer and Webster City at the top of the district. I formation. Under center is Weavers with a receiver on either side. He takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. It's Hildebrand going nowhere. Elijah Doherty is there for the stop, so are a bunch of other Bulldogs. It'll be a loss of a yard. Actually, they're going to say he was down to forward progress right at the original line of scrimmage. So no gain. It's going to set up 2nd down and 10 again.
Yeah, and a great job by all of them there. I think we could have counted about 7 guys in there.
Right.
In on that. But now, Denison's going to be in no hurry. They're gonna spend the time. We haven't had a whole lot of success offensively, but the last thing they want to do is give us the ball and let us get any.
So 2nd down and 10, 3:10 to go in the half. The Monarchs up 10-0. They motion a tight end right to left. Handoff up the middle. It's Hildebrand to the 15, and he gets to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 2, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 8 scenario.
All right, now's the play. It's a money play here. 3rd and 8. We need to make sure that we know they have a kicker. A field goal, yes, we don't want to give up any more points, but a field goal doesn't hurt us. It's already a two-score game. And holding them to at least a field goal would be the smallest of wins right now.
Yeah, to take a lead back, you're still going to need to score 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, field goal doesn't hurt at this point. Here's 3rd down and 8 to go. Weavers drops to throw, faces pressure, passes over the middle, and it's incomplete. It's in and out of the hands of the target, Gavin Hippner, right over the middle. It just bounced out of his hands. It'll be 4th down and 8, and now here comes the Monarch field goal unit.
And I did get a chance to watch a little bit of film, and they did have some drops. So hopefully maybe that'll keep some points off the board because he was going to score. Sione was right behind him, but unless Sione came up and really put a lick on him, I don't think we were going to keep him out of the end zone.
So it's going to be Carson Senchins once again. This is a 31-yard field goal, just shy of the 33-yarder he made earlier tonight, just inside the right hash. Right-footed boot. Sails through the uprights, and it is good. A 31-yard field goal has Denison Schleswig up 13-0 here in quarter number 2. 2:20 to play in the half. We'll be back with more Bulldog football after this break. You're listening to Lamar's Community Football here on KLEM.
Connected Electric South is your electrical headquarters for residential, commercial, and agriculture. Call for a free quote today at 546-5062. Call Connected Electric South for all your electrical needs. 546-5062.
Klein Insulation can provide you with a complete insulation system for your attic, crawl spaces, and foundation walls. Call Kyle with Klein Insulation at 540-5691. That's 540-5691.
This is Elijah Doherty, and you are listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. Our score with 2:20 to go in the first half is Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar's nothing. A couple of Carson Senchins field goals here in the second quarter of action have been the only scores for the Monarchs, thank goodness, as this kick is going to be another pooch one. It's fielded by the Bulldogs at the 35. It's taken out to the left numbers at the 40 to the 43-yard line on the return. That's going to be Jaden Nelson. And the Bulldogs will have 1st and 10, starting at their own 42. And Gabe, with only 2:17 to go in the half, couple of timeouts. This is an opportunity for the Bulldogs to score again.
Yeah, we really have to take advantage of this field position because they're not going to kick it to Sione anymore. He almost took one back last time. So we're going to get this quite often. We're going to have to take advantage of one of these, especially when they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't, squander any more scoring chances. Kazel drops to throw. Quick pass right side inside the hash is dropped by Bo Wadley at the 47 and incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yep, and that's one Bo has to catch. I mean, that's just he knows it, and everybody knows it. We can be mad about it all we want, but the bottom line is he needs to make that catch. And if he does, there's a lot of space out there on the edge. Maybe one guy to beat there, and then you have a safety. So there's still opportunities. 2 timeouts. The clock stopped. 2:14 left. Need to make sure we get a 1st down to get it started and then see what happens from there.
And, yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of time, but when you have a couple of timeouts and you get the opportunity to stop the clock, it can feel like an eternity. Here's 2nd and 10. They motion Doherty out of the backfield to the right side. Kazel fakes the give. Connor Jalis. Kazel trying to keep right side. That play gets strung out for a loss back to the 37-yard line. It's going to be a loss of actually 4 back to the 38, and now Kamari Cotton-Moya on the far side of the field. He wants a timeout. Denison Schleswig is going to want this ball back as Lamar's has really struggled to move the ball anywhere on this possession. So we'll take a timeout as well. Bulldogs down 13-0. 2:03 left in the first half. You're listening to Bulldog Football here on KLEM.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
This is Tegan Kazel, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. Class 4A District 1 football action featuring the Denison Schleswig Monarchs and your Lamar's Bulldogs. Well, it has been Denison Schleswig in this contest, and it's continuing to be that. 13-0 Monarchs here with 2:03 to go in the first half of the contest. Bulldogs have 3rd down and 14 from their own 38 coming out of the Denison Schleswig timeout. 3 receivers right, 1 left as Kazel now motions his back out of the backfield left side. Doherty fakes the pass, looks deep, left sideline for Fafita, comes back to the football.
Nice catch.
Jump ball at the 30, and Fafita hauled it in. What an outstanding catch by Sione Fafita in single coverage. He reached over the top and made the catch for 32 and a first down for the Bulldogs.
That's a senior making a play when you had to have it. I mean, your backs are against the wall, and he had to make that play. So now you have plenty of time, 1:45 about by the time we get this snapped. Plenty of time to get in the end zone.
2 receivers either side. Kazel handoff out the middle. Doherty bounces back. Left numbers to the 25, and he's got a good gain on first down to the 22. It's a gain of 8 and a 2nd down and 2.
Nice long run. Positive yards. They're probably thinking pass. I think you get Sione in the end zone right here yet.
1:30 to play in the half. Bulldogs down 13. Handoff Doherty right side. He's got the first down across the 20 to the 19. It's a gain of 3, and they'll move the chains.
Good 2 plays there. You know, a lot of people would think that all you can do is pass here with time running down. There's still plenty of time. You have 2 timeouts.
Exactly.
You can run the ball and pick up some big chunks.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left. It's ticking down to 1:12, but that's still, again, with 2 timeouts, and if you're going to start throwing, that's a lot of time yet. Here down inside the red zone. 1st and 10 of the Monarch 19. Clock down to 1:03. Bulldogs down 13. They motion Wadley into the backfield. Here's the end around right side. Wadley looking for blocks to the corner. He gets to the 22. Does not get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 3 to the 22, and Ken Vigdahl uses a timeout.
Yep.
With 52 seconds left to play in the first half, the Bulldogs losing yards and staying in bounds. We'll have to talk things over. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back with more Bulldog football after this on the verge of scoring there inside the red zone. You're listening to the Dogs on KLEM.
Colbeck Incorporated is proud to support local high school athletics. They encourage you to play hard and play smart and always show good sportsmanship. Best of luck from your friends, Brian, Kevin, and Wayne Colbeck.
Focus, determination, and teamwork are just a few qualities needed to succeed in sports and in school. At Northwest Bank, attention to these same qualities is important to us. Our goal is to provide you with the best products and banking solutions. Best of luck, athletes, and keep reaching for your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Bo Wadley, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School here in Denison alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. 52 seconds to play here in the first half of the contest. The Bulldogs trail the Monarchs 13-0, but they are near the red zone. It is going to be 2nd down and 13 for the Bulldogs of the Monarch 22, trying to get into the end zone here before halftime. Over at Jim Lorenzen Field, the 9th-ranked team in Class A football, Galen Catholic leads MMCRU 3 minutes before halftime. 2 receivers left and 1 right as Tegan Kazel lines up at the gun. He motions Wadley into the backfield. Play action. Kazel looks left seam and trying to find Nolan Cass. He couldn't haul it into the 12-yard line. Incompletion's going to set up 3rd and 13. The clock stops. 48.6 seconds in the half.
And that's 2. That's 2 on the drive. That would just be huge plays, and the guys beat themselves up enough about it. And once, the yips, they talk about that, whether you're playing golf or hitting a ball or fielding a ball. Sometimes you drop a ball and it's like, oh, man, I can't get this right. And no one's caught a ton of footballs. He knows how to do that, and he'll catch the next one. They just got to keep going back to him.
Yeah, 11 catches on the season.
Got to go, 10 seconds.
But, yeah, now the Bulldogs had the play clock winding down with 5 seconds before the play is supposed to start. 3rd and 12 from the Monarch 22. They get the snap off. Hazel drops to throw, passes deep right seam, looking for Fafita. That ball gets deflected away by Hildebrand and incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 13 up next for the Bulldogs. Oh, there is a flag back where Hazel got hit.
They're pointing. I don't know what they want.
I don't know what the pointing is all about, but we'll see what this flag is going to be for. It is going to be holding on the Monarchs. And Denison Schleswig is going to take the penalty.
Really?
It looks like it. Yeah, they're going to back him up. They want the yardage here, so that's going to give the Bulldogs another chance. And back him up to the 34 on the penalty. And that's going to set up 3rd down and 25.
God, we've had a couple of these tonight.
Yeah, my goodness. And that wacky drive that backed us all the way up to the 1. We had 31 yards to go on it down. But here's 3rd and 25. Hazel gives it to Wadley, flips it back to Jalis, has the end around, sweep left side. Jalis gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no further. He loses a yard, actually, back to the 35, and that's going to set up 4th down and a mile. And maybe you don't even get a chance to kick a field goal here.
No, that's a 52-yarder?
Yeah.
No, that's even more than that probably.
It'll be 50 yards if they try for it. Now, of course, Giovanni Kabongo has made one from 60, but that's without any rush, without any pads, without any pressure of a kick. Clock's going to tick down here to 8, 7, and Ken Vigdahl is going to call a timeout at the last chance here. 4.9 seconds before half, and the Bulldogs are going to have 4th down and 26 for the Monarch 35 when we return. It is Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar's nothing. We'll have the final play of the half when we return here on KLEM.
Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's is a proud supporter of area athletics. They focus on strong, healthy bodies with all their dairy products, and they continue to strive hard to provide the best possible dairy products to their customers. That's Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's.
Hi, this is Misty Zek.
This is Brock Nohava.
Hi, this is Abby Phillips.
I'm Carissa DeRocher.
This is Dave Close.
Hi, this is Austin Sitzman.
Hi, this is Jody with Exit Realty Midwest.
Exit Realty Midwest is proud to support our area athletes. Find them online at exitrealtymidwest.com.
This is Connor Jalis, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back here to Denison Schleswig High School alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. The Bulldogs come out onto the field for the final play of the half. 4.9 seconds left before halftime. Denison Schleswig leads Lamar's 13-0 here in Class 4A District 1. The down and distance probably doesn't matter here. It is 4th and 26 for the Monarch 35. 5 seconds left in the half, and the Bulldogs will take a shot for the end zone before the break. Hazel drops to throw. Just as 5 linemen looking to his left, chucks it deep toward the end zone. Fafita there for it. Ball gets batted away with zeros on the clock, and that will take us to the end of the first half. Our score, Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar's nothing. When we come back, we'll have your halftime coverage, break down the action that you may have missed in this contest, and get you score updates from around Northwest Iowa. We'll try and check you out scores from Class 4A District 1 and scores from around Plymouth County. That's all coming up on our halftime coverage. It is Denison Schleswig 13 and Lamar's nothing. Back with more Bulldog football after this on KLEM.
Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud supporters of this broadcast. Hard work and determination are vital to the success of our area athletics. The Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud to stand behind our athletes and coaches as they work towards success on the field and in the classroom.
Hummer's Lawn Care Service will provide you with the services needed for the best-looking lawn in your neighborhood. Is it thatching, fertilizer, or simple maintaining of your freshly cut grass? Call Hummer's Lawn Care at 546-4087.
Hey, Bobby Blazer. How long have you been waiting in that line? Head over with me to Easy Clean Car Wash. They're going to get you in and out in no time and make that black coat of yours look like $1,000,000.
Say, thanks there, Mickey Mustang. I've been out four-wheeling and I got lots of mud and stuff in my wheel wells and other places as well.
Bobby, didn't Libby Lexus tell you that Easy Clean Car Wash will pre-spray those hard-to-reach places, give you a quick massage, and make you feel and look like a whole new truck?
So that's what Libby Lexus has been up to. You know, Mickey, she's looking fine.
Easy Clean Car Wash on 12th Street east of Hy-Vee in Lamar's.
hut, hike. Hey, Don King here from the Orange City Ace Hardware. We are happy to have a huge selection of what you need to keep your home a happy one. From Eagle battery-operated power tools to paint, kitchen appliances to apparel. We are even happier to support our area athletes and their families. Orange City Ace Hardware.
At Arnold Motor Supply in Lamars, they understand service really does make the difference. They'll take the extra step to help you find the right part. The first time, every time. At Arnold Motor Supply, service really is the difference.
We're proud to be Arnold Motor Supply.
When it comes to service, your Lamar's Hy-Vee is number one for shopping both in-store and online. Save with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks Rewards program at Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Protect your property, your home, and your land. Contact Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company for your information to update and record for your property protection. Iowa Abstract Land and Title Company.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and four walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company, CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's.
For all your construction needs, trust Wilchin Brothers Incorporated. They're a Better Business Bureau accredited business and will be there every step of the way to get your project done right. Call 546-4135.
This is Sione Fafita, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to the Denison Schleswig High School football field. Alongside Gabe Davis, I'm Daniel Versteg. Our score at the halftime break is Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar's nothing. The Bulldog offense being held in check here through the first half of the contest. To break down the action for you that you may have missed. We'll start with our drive chart here in this first half of the contest. Lamar started off with the football, had a good chance to get down the field. They got into Monarch territory, but then they turned the ball over on downs, giving it to Denison Schleswig at their own 42. And 6 plays later, it was Luke Weber's getting into the end zone on a 2-yard run. That made it 7-0 following a 6-play, 58-yard drive. The ensuing Bulldog possession, the first play from scrimmage on that drive, an interception thrown to Carson Senchins. Turned the ball over for the Monarchs and gave them great field position. They had at the Bulldog 35, but they then turned the ball over on a pass to Connor Jalis, intercepted that ball, gave the Bulldogs the football back at their own 5-yard line. Then just a weird possession for the Bulldogs, ended in a punt. Denison Schleswig got the ball back. They went 7 plays down the field for just, only 11 yards, actually. They got some good field position on their own as well, thanks to a bad punt from Sione Fafita. And they were able to capitalize on it with a 33-yard field goal from Carson Senchins, and that made it 10-0. The ensuing Bulldog possession gets to the Denison Schleswig 37. They got as far as the 37, but then turned the ball over on downs and gave the Monarchs the football back. Their ensuing possession started at their own 43, got down to the Bulldog 14, and a 31-yard field goal later by Carson Senchins made it 13-0. And then the last Bulldog drive took 2 minutes and 17 seconds off of the clock and got them all the way to halftime without scoring. So it is 13-0 in favor of Denison Schleswig heading into the break. Some of the first half stats for you. Lars with 79 yards of total offense. That's broken down to 46 yards on the ground, 33 yards passing. For Denison Schleswig, 120 yards of total offense. That is 28 passing, 105 rushing, I should say, in this contest as well. As far as some of the other numbers are concerned, only 1 sack for each side. The Monarchs have hit 2 field goals. Third down conversion going the way of Denison Schleswig. They're 3 for 6 on third down tries. Lamar's is 2 for 6. Each team has converted 1 fourth down opportunity. Some of the individual numbers here in the contest. Luke Weber, just 3 of 8 for only 28 yards passing here in the contest. He was able to find his running back, Jackson Hildebrand, for 15 yards. Was able to get it out to Jesse Velasquez for 7, and then Jake Fink with a 6-yard reception. On the ground, it is Jackson Hildebrand, 12 carries, 52 yards for him. Luke Weber, 6 carries, 31 yards, and a rushing touchdown, and then it goes down from there. For Lamar's offensively, Tegan Kazel is 2 for 7 passing for 33 passing yards. Sione Fafita has 1 big catch for 32 yards. That's the majority of the passing game here tonight for the Bulldogs. On the ground, Elijah Doherty, 11 carries, 54 yards rushing. Connor Jalis, 3 carries for 16 yards for the Bulldogs. Carson Ott leads the way defensively. He's got 4 tackles. Markevius Moten has been in on 3 tackles as Lamar's, again, trails this contest 13-0 here at the halftime break. And, well, Gabe, I think the number one stat that stands out to me anyway is the fact that Denison Schleswig has run the ball over the century mark here in this first half. I mean, we knew it was going to be tough coming into it with Jackson Hildebrand and the numbers he's put up running the football. But the Bulldogs have really been unable to slow them down on the ground.
Yeah, haven't been able to really slow them down, and then haven't been able to take advantage of opportunities. And that's unlike the Bulldog team we saw just, a couple weeks ago. Having some penalties, kind of like the first couple of weeks, are things that are going to drive coaches nuts, are going to drive players nuts, are going to drive the fans nuts. It's just stuff you don't want anymore. And we always seem to have that one penalty that gets us a little bit behind. So they're going to have to stop the run game because you're going to see a lot of it.
Yep.
You have 24 minutes, and you're going to see Jackson Hildebrand. How many carries do you have? You say 11? I think something
12,
like that.
Yeah,
12 carries. He's probably going to have, if this score stays anywhere near this, another 10 or 12 pretty easily. And then hopefully we can, crack that end zone. It just feels like we just need to get over that. We've had this situation in the Sergeant Bluff game early where we just couldn't get going, and then we got it, So hopefully it's one of those situations where we just have a couple big plays go our way and make a play. And maybe it comes on the defensive side. Maybe a defensive score is the one that happens. Like Sione with MOC, that was one of those plays that really kind of jump-started things. We're going to need something because right now, offensively, we're just not moving in the direction we want to. Elijah has a decent night. He's almost matching what the running back Hildebrand's has. So it's very similar, but the difference is the touchdowns. The difference is getting close enough and then not kicking yourself and not being able to get any points out of those.
And it's not just also, committing penalties, but we've talked about it a number of times. We don't want to single anybody out. It's been kind of a night all throughout the receiving corps, whether it's not a great pass from Tegan Kazel or it was dropped or what have you. The passing game just hasn't been there here tonight. I mean, hey, even the majority of the passing yards on the contest came on an outstanding play by Sione Fafita. You could argue that play probably shouldn't have happened, but he was able to make the play. But again, the passing game just hasn't been there here tonight. I've got 2 for 6. I think it's a 2 for 7 officially, something like that, passing the football. You're not going to win many games if you're trying to throw and completing less than 50% of your passes.
No, and you hate to, there's no excuses, and the coaches would not like it, and the players wouldn't accept them either. But first night where it's kind of been a little chillier, maybe things aren't going quite as well, and there was a couple drops by some guys that should make them. There was a couple throws that probably Tegan would like back, but there's also some blocks that if he can get a little bit more time, we're probably in better shape too. So it is a team game, and everybody knows that. And now it's time for the Bulldog team, offensively and defensively, to step up to the plate. You're 2 touchdowns away. You're 1 big play from changing momentum and getting people going again. We have a good atmosphere. It's really a nice night. It's a little chillier outside. Right. We're inside, so it's a little bit nicer in here.
Our opinion might be a little skewed.
Yeah, for sure. The cheerleaders look cold down there, but they're really close to getting some things, and they were the same situations last week, and we just couldn't quite get in the end zone. We had a couple plays here and there, so hopefully we can change that around.
You've been in these locker room scenarios here at the half, being down or being ahead, what have you. This is a really tough scenario to come out of the halftime break in because you're not going to get a chance right away to make it a 1-score game. You're going to have to keep it from becoming a 3-score game potentially. What do you think the message is from Coach Big Doll, from any of the coaches to their squad as they try and get that energy back up so that they can execute offensively?
Well, the first thing is just good kick coverage, and Giovanni's going to allow you to do that. Yeah. And then the message has got to be just win first down. Win first down and get them behind the sticks. Their quarterback has 7 interceptions he's thrown this year. You get them behind the sticks. They give you an opportunity and now who knows where the ball's at and what can happen. So I think it just comes down to, right away playing the first down as the most important down and moving from there. We are close enough, but it still is going to take a little bit of work. Right. It's not a one-play situation, so it's going to take some work. It's going to take some grinding. We've dodged some bullets. Maybe we've taken their best shot, and on the other end of it, Denison's sitting there going, okay, we're in good shape, but Sione Fafita is electric. He can make things happen. Carson Ott can get to the quarterback and cause things to happen. So they're not resting on what a 13-0 gets them in halftime either. At least I hope they do. I hope they really think they got it in the bag, and then we can take advantage of it. But right now, the Bulldogs just have to go one play at a time, and I think that's what Coach Vigdahl's saying is just make the play, and then once it's done, forget about it and move on.
Yeah, but one thing, we'd love for them to rest on their laurels, Denison Schleswig anyway, to rest on their laurels heading into the halftime coverage. But with the seasons they've had the last couple of years, they're not going to squander any opportunity to win a football game, and they lead your Bulldogs 13-0 here at the halftime break. Let's take a quick timeout once again. We'll come back and get you caught up on some scores from around the area and see how all the other football games around the area are doing. We'll do that when we come back. You're listening to Bulldog Football here on KLEM.
This is John from Siouxland Glass. You're busy. Let me help with pickup and drop off of your vehicle included in your service. Call 712-540-9080 for auto glass repair and replacement.
The Lamar's Agri Center, your local source for Scott's Lawn products, top-performing Kent feed products, a full line of agronomic inputs, bulk grass seed, bird feeders, bulk bird feed, and outstanding service. The Lamar's Agri Center, your source for everything that grows.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
Advanced Eye Healthcare, Dr. Becky DeRuyter knows all of our student athletes need to keep their eye on the ball. Make sure with an eye exam at Advanced Eye Healthcare at Walmart Vision Center in Lamar's. Dr. Becky DeRuyter.
Certified public accountants Cruz & Cruz extend their support to all the athletes and remind everyone, in the spirit of sports, participation is more important than winning. Cruz & Cruz Accounting, proud to be a sponsor of KLEM Sports.
This is Carson Ott, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to the Denison Schleswig High School football field alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. It is still halftime, and the Monarchs lead your Bulldogs by a score of 13-0 here at the halftime break. Let's take a look at some scores from around the area. We're going to start in Class 4A District 1 and check out how that first place game in the district is going and how, the last place game in the district is going to go. We'll start with the two 0-2 teams in the district. That would be Fort Dodge taking on Storm Lake in Fort Dodge tonight. Well, and no problem for the Dodgers. It is all Fort Dodge, 43-7. That game last reported in the second quarter. Now the big game here, Spencer and Webster City, two unbeaten teams in the district. And we're back to square one at halftime. That ball game is tied at 21 points apiece. That's going to be an outstanding contest down to the finish in Webster City. Again, they're playing for first place, and the winner of this ball game will then tie for second in the district with the loser of that contest. So a lot on the line with this ball game and that one. Now to some scores from around Plymouth County. What a great showing by Coach Walking Stick and the crew out at Akron Westfield. They trail South O'Brien just 7-6 at the halftime break. Akron Westfield fighting for their playoff lives. So is South O'Brien. They're both fighting for fourth in Class A District 1. Other scores from around the area. 9th-ranked Galen Catholic leads MMCRU 28-13 at the halftime break. Good job by Coach Schindler and the crew as they try and lock up a home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs. The Hinton Blackhawks also fighting for a chance to get toward the top half of the district standings. It's going to be tough sledding for them. They trail Hartley Melvin Sanborn 36-14 in quarter number 2. Other scores from around the area in 8-player football. Yeah, no problem here for top-ranked Remsen St. Mary's. They are destroying Arweva 47-0 at the half. And Kingsley Pearson, it's homecoming for the Panthers, and they lead River Valley 28-0 in the first quarter. And let's see if we can track down some other scores from around the area. Woodbury Central leads Tri-Center 21-12 in Class A football. Lawton Bronson up on IKM Manning 13-0. It's OABCIG leading Esterville Lincoln Central, but not by a lot. It's 14-13 at the halftime break. West Lyon leads Unity Christian 10-0 in quarter number 2. And any other games of note? Newell Fonda leads Glidden Ralston 49-0. MOC Floyd Valley's up on Carroll 7-0 at the half, and Harlan's beating up on Adel DeSoto Minburn 28-7. Emmetsburg leads Ridgeview 14-0 at the half. Just some scores from around the area that may be of interest to some listeners. On our halftime coverage, we'll take another short break and come back with more Bulldog football here on KLEM.
Whether you're building, remodeling, or renovating, choose the professional that you've come to trust, O.H. Livermore Construction. From commercial to residential remodeling to a complete renovation, contact O.H. Livermore Construction for a free estimate today. 540-6247. O.H. Livermore Construction, Lamar's. Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company, CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's.
This is Ken Bigdahl, head football coach of the Lamar's football team. You're listening to Bulldog Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM Clem.
And we welcome you back here to the Denison Schleswig High School football field alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. Our score at the halftime break is Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar's nothing. The Bulldogs will be kicking off to start the second half of this contest, and Denison Schleswig will try and utilize this opportunity to go up by more than 2 scores. They've got an opportunity to put 6 on the board early and see if they can go up by 3 possessions. But, of course, as you talked about in the break there, Gabe, it's an even bigger opportunity for the Bulldog defense to keep points on the board and keep this a very manageable contest. 2 possessions is not a lot, and if it's just a couple of stops and a couple of scores. Again, easier said than done, but you're still within striking distance.
Yeah, those that were at or around the Sergeant Bluff game or have seen that last 2.5 minutes was crazy. So we know a lot can go on in a little bit of time. It's high school football. There's a lot of experience, but there's a lot of inexperience out there, so it can go both ways. Hopefully we can, set them back deep here and see what can happen.
Well, Giovanni Kabongo, you know one thing, he's going to be able to do that. He's got 16 touchbacks kicked off this season for Lamar's, and he'll try and do that again, pin the Monarchs at their own 20-yard line. Kabongo in the bright green cleat sends a short squibber. Oh, no. That one's fielded on the fly at the 20, taken up the left seam to the 30-yard line by Gage Head. He's dancing around trying to find a hole. Coming in there, making the stop. It is brought down to the 34-yard line. Cole Carpenter got in there for the first try as Gage Head had the return. The 1st and 10 for the Monarchs. They'll start at their own 34.
And I strongly believe that had a lot to do with the cold. Giovanni hasn't done much, in the past, probably 45 minutes to an hour. He's tried to get warmed up. I saw him warming up at halftime, trying to get some kicks in, but standing around, it's just not the same. It's a little chillier, and we know he can boom it, and that just wasn't his best.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Giovanni here tonight. So, yeah, I don't doubt that's a tough thing for him to try and get into. The Trips receiver's right. They throw a screen pass out there. It's caught at the 32. He got close to getting down to a knee, but evidently did not touch that knee to the ground. Carson Sengens makes the screen catch at the 35 and picks up a yard to bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, it looked really close. I suppose the official's a little closer than I am. We're up here quite a ways, but it looked like he was pretty close to putting that knee down, and in high school and college football, that's down.
Right. Yeah, but they, instead of what would have been a loss of 2 had they ruled him down right at the catch, it's going to be a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9 for the Monarchs from their own 35-yard line as Denison Schleswig tries to go up 2 scores. They lead 13-0 early in the 3rd quarter. Luke Weaver's in the gun. Trips receivers left. That receiver jumped on the right side of the field. It'll be a false start for the Monarchs, and they're going to lose 5 yards back to the 30.
So I'm kind of confused by it. It looked like he was going to drop back and chuck it deep again. So, with the success that they had running the ball with both of the quarterback and the running back in the first half, I kind of figured they'd come out and not delay or anything, but really pound away. And they're coming out, and they slung it to the side on the first one, and he had trips down here, and he was gonna sling it again.
Thankfully, the false start, the early jump by that single receiver on the right side ends up taking away any chance of that play developing. So it'll be 2nd down and 14 for the Monarchs. And now maybe they change things up a little bit, see what kind of play call they end up using. 3 receivers bunched to the left side as Weavers takes the snap. Might have been a broken play, but he keeps it right sideline 35, and Weavers gets run out of bounds on the right sideline of the 39. He picks up 9 yards, and it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 4.
Yeah, that looked like the running back went to the wrong side or the quarterback opened the wrong way. Either way, they still got some positive yards out of it, which isn't what we wanted. But now you have that 3rd down. You've won 1st down. You've won 2nd down. So now you get 3rd down, and hopefully we can get this stop.
3rd down, and actually we'll call it 5 from the 39-yard line as the Monarchs find themselves with an opportunity to keep the drive going. The Bulldogs have a chance to get that defense off the field right away on one play. It's 3rd and 5 for the Monarchs from their own 39. 9:55 to play in quarter number 3. Luke Weavers lines up in the gun, trips bunch to the left, one to the right. Helmet high snap, 3-step drop, looks to throw, rolls to his left, being chased from behind by Bartman. Now he comes back to the middle of the field, and he evades some tackles to the left sideline 40. Left numbers 42.
Guys.
He's got a 1st down across the 45 to the 48-yard line. We've got
penalty.
a flag back at the 38-yard line. For now, it's a gain of 9 and a 1st down, but we're going to have to wait to see what that's all about.
Block in the back, maybe?
Oh, we hope so.
It's got to be.
Somehow Weavers got out of all of that traffic and made it a 9-yard gain. And I think we got a blindside or a crackback block. And that's going to lose a lot. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Okay. Denison Schleswig's throwing up their hands. They are confused. I think Jesse Velasquez is the one who made that penalty. And that's going to go all the way back to the 23-yard line. Of course, this is a new thing they've been doing in high school, college football, to try and take away defenseless hits. And this is going to back the Monarchs all the way back to the 23. And it will set up 3rd down and 21 to go.
And this is where you watch for that screen. You watch for them to try to just get space with the – they're not going to give up too much here. You wouldn't think they – I mean, I suppose a long pass could be a punt too, but –
here's 3rd down and 21. Weavers drops back, rolls right, stands tall in the pocket. Pass over the middle, it's caught. Jesse Velasquez in midfield. He's across the 49 to the 48 of Lamar's Community. It'll be a pickup of 29 and a 1st down for the Monarchs.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts bad. You had the penalty that went against them, and then you just let a guy kind of run open field right in the middle of the field, and it seemed like there was some confusion between Nolan and Bo there. They were talking at the end, and it just that's a 1st down you just really can't give up at this time of the game.
Yeah, on 3rd and 21, boy, you really want to get off the field. Instead, it's 1st and 10 for the Monarchs at the Bulldog 48, and now that might give them some new life offensively as Weavers lines up in the gun, 2 receivers left and 1 right. Bell high snap, give up the middle, carry by Hildebrand's going to be stopped at the 46-yard line. Just a pickup of 2. Elijah Doherty was riding him down on the ground. Picks up 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And when you're running vertical, that's what happens. He had no room there. There really wasn't a whole lot. Elijah met him right at about the line of scrimmage. But when you're full speed running vertical, that can happen. And he carried him for a couple, 2-3 yards, and now they're in the positive.
8:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 13-0 Denison Schleswig. You're in Class 4A District 1 action. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Pitch play left. Hildebrand trying to go off tackle. He cuts in between the seams across the 45 to the 41. He's got 5 yards, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 3.
He does a really good job of, selling the outside. It really looked like he was coming to the outside, and we set the edge really well. And he cuts back, and he can run through a couple guys, and it makes it tough.
And now another 3rd down scenario. The Monarchs are 4 for 7 on 3rd down tries here tonight. Let's see if the Bulldogs can get off the field and get them back to 50-50 on the evening. It's 13-0 Denison Schleswig, 7:40 to play in the 3rd quarter of the contest. Monarchs line up in the I formation from the Bulldog 41. Weavers under center, trying to get the Bulldogs to move. Now he takes the snap. Handoff right side. Hildebrand cuts up the right seam. He's got a 1st down across the 38 to the 35. It's a pickup of 6, and that'll move the chains for a Monarch 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to go on a longer count there, but we held our water, did a good job, but still got enough. Now we have to bow our necks a little bit, and we need this stop. We need to, in this set of 3 downs. Because if they get another 1st down, they're in field goal territory. And even here, they may be pretty darn close with their kicker.
Yeah, their kicker's made one from 40 this season, which would put them at about the 23-yard line they need to get for a field goal at their very maximum. They're at the 35 of Lamar, so yeah, another first down would probably get them a field goal. They pump fake a screen. Weavers is in trouble, and he goes down for a sack. Back of the 40-yard line, I think it's Mitchell Bartman, and it is a loss of 5 on the sack by Bartman. Going to set up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, they tried to take a shot there, a little double move, and he gave the pump fake, and I couldn't really tell because of the beam we have right here if we bid or not, but it didn't matter because there was no time. There was pressure from Carson, forced him up, and then Mitchell Bartman there on the sack.
So big sack there for Mitchell Bartman. He's made his 2nd sack of the season now, and it's 2nd and 15 from the Bulldog 40. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Out of the pistol formation, Weavers pitches it right on the option. It is for Hildebrands. Right numbers to the 40. And he got the 35, and they give him the 34 as well. It's a gain of 6 for Hildebrand. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9, and that's manageable. That's kind of where we want him. So now this is where we make that stop. They've already run out almost half the quarter here.
Right. Yeah, the clock's at 6:17. Thankfully, he got out of bounds. And so that stops the clock. 6:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. 13-0 Denison Schleswig. Here in Class 4A District 1 action. The winner of this contest moves into a tie for 2nd place. That's 2nd and final postseason spot out of Class 4A District 1. Monarchs line up in the gun. 3 receivers left, 1 right of Luke Weavers. Chest-high snap, 3-step drop. Looks to take a shot deep left sideline. What a ball for Jesse Velasquez.
Nice.
Comes back to the football, and it's incomplete. Ryan Sadowski on the coverage. Physical coverage, but it was physical both ways. It'll be 4th and 9 for Denison Schleswig.
A lot of hand fighting there, and Sadowski was just trying to find the ball. Once he found the receiver, he had his hands on him, but there was no pushing, and that's just kind of – that's par for the course. I suppose if I was on the other end, I might be saying something different, but I'm not.
Right. Thank goodness you're not on the other side. It's 4th down and 9 here for Denison Schleswig, and the Monarch offense stays out on the field, it appears. Play clock's down to 12, so if Kamari Cotton-Moya, the head coach of the Monarchs, wants to call a timeout, he's going to have to do it soon. But Denison Schleswig's going to hustle to the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds on the play clock. Down to 3. Going to have to snap it quickly.
Timeout.
They call a timeout. Kamari Cotton-Moya, the head coach of the Monarchs, wants to talk things over. It's 13-0 Denison Schleswig. They have a 4th and 9 with 6:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. When we return, you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Does it bug you to drive through a car wash to get the bugs off and all you get is a wet car with the bugs still there? Then drive to the Easy Clean Car Wash in Mars. With Easy Clean state-of-the-art technology, you'll be in and out in just minutes with a bug-free shine. And a tenant will assist you. They'll pre-wash the hard-to-reach areas to get those bugs off. Choose from a single wash or a gift card where you'll receive the 6th wash free. Or how about an annual pass with unlimited washes for a year? Satisfaction guaranteed at Easy Clean Car Wash just east of Hy-Vee on 12th Street in Mars. Easy Clean Car Wash, making it easy.
This is Elijah Doherty, and you are listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to the Denison Schleswig High School football field alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg here in quarter number 3. 6:11 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Monarchs have 4th down and 9 from the Bulldog 34-yard line as Lamars tries to get off the field, down 13-0 in this contest. Weavers empties the backfield. 5 receivers go out to receive. Drops to throw, steps into the pocket. He throws while being tackled, and the ball gets batted away by Bo Wadley and incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs, and the Bulldogs take over at the 34.
Yeah, he was under all sorts of pressure. I'm really kind of surprised they went empty. We have put pressure on him in a lot of passing situations, and he didn't have a whole lot of chances there. He threw it up, and Bo about took that, but the offensive guy played some good defense there, and now we got that stop. Yes, they took half the quarter, but now it's our turn to go down and score.
Yeah, there's still time on the clock, and the Bulldogs trail just by 2 possessions. Out of the gun is Tegan Kazel, 2 receivers in the backfield. We've got a flag on the play, and no, it's going to be on the Bulldogs. False start on the Bulldogs. They're going to lose 5 yards to start this drive. Back to the 29, so it'll be 1st and 15 now.
Oh, I missed it. I saw their guy on the end jump. I didn't see any of our guys move.
Well, evidently a false start is called. And so the Bulldogs again find themselves behind the sticks. They'll have 1st and 15 from the 29. Out of the gun is Kazel. He motions Wadley into the backfield. Fakes the give. Pitches it right. Connor Jalis keeps it right numbers to the 30, to the 34, 35. He's dragging defenders out of bounds. And he's finally out of the 36-yard line. A gain of 7 for Connor Jalis. It's going to be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, he had some vertical lanes there. I think we're going to have to just put our foot down and get vertical. You know, we can only stretch it so far, and they're athletic enough to follow us.
The Bulldogs are hustling to the line. They've got 2 receivers on either side as Kazel lines up on 2nd and 8. Low snap, picks it up, handoff up the middle. Doherty, he's trying to get to the left side, but couldn't get there. He only picks up 2 to the 38. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, he's just needs to continue to get vertical. Now we have a 3rd and 6 here after a first and 15. So we've got it back to a position where we can be successful. Now we got to convert this.
From the Bulldog 38-yard line, it's 3rd and 6. 2 receivers either side. Kazel, the knee-high snap, drops to throw. Pass left sideline is incomplete to Jalis. There's a flag on the play. The Monarchs are going to get caught for holding out there. Blaine Brodsky on the coverage. Pass interference will give the Bulldogs a 1st down. Absolutely. He grabbed and hung on to Connor Jalis for dear life, trying to keep him from getting the football. And the Bulldogs are going to get 15 yards and a 1st down all the way into Monarch territory.
Yeah, we'll take that one.
Take that 9 times out of 10 up to the Denison Schleswig 47-yard line. It's a huge penalty by the Monarchs. And the Bulldogs will have another set of downs to try and keep this drive going and get into the end zone. They still are down 13-0 here in the 3rd quarter. Out of the gun is Kazel. 3 receivers right. Handoff Doherty. He goes left seam to the 40. Gets a block to the outside. 35. Look at him go. 30, 25, 20. And Doherty gets wrestled out of bounds inside the red zone. They mark him down to the 16-yard line. He's got 31 yards, and the Bulldogs have 1st down in the red zone.
Bulldogs got to keep blocking, though. We got a lot of people standing back here pointing 1st down. They'll signal that for us. We don't need to point. Let's go score.
Bulldogs 1st and 10 on the Monarchs 16. 2 receivers. Kazel hands off again to Doherty. Go back to the well as he picks up 4 yards to the 12 on the carry right up the middle. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Lamar's.
And now we're rolling. We got the stop we needed, and now within a minute we were already down in a good area. Yeah, we had a penalty, but we'll take that. Keep rolling.
2nd down and 6. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Bulldogs down 13-0, trying to make it a 1-score game. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Kazel, handoff. Doherty cuts it up the left seam. He's across the 10, spins off a defender, gets down to the 6. He's spotted at the 5. He's got 7, and it's 1st and goal.
Tegan's going to keep one, and he's going to be walking into the end zone here in about a play or two, because now they've got that guy coming up field, and he keeps cheating in little by little, and Tegan's going to be able to get around the edge.
Yeah, he's really biting on that handoff to Doherty. 1st and goal from the 5 of Denison Schleswig. Kazel lines up the Bulldogs on the left hash. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Out of the gun, Doherty off his left hip. Takes a knee-high snap, screen pass right side. Caught by Connor Jalis, and the Monarchs had that one read. Back to the 9-yard line. Jalis loses 4. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yep, a backwards pass. Good thing he catches that, because that's a free ball if he doesn't. But not the direction we want to get going. We got to continue rolling with that momentum.
So 2nd down and goal back to the 9. 4:08 to play in the 3rd quarter and counting. This broadcast of Bulldog Football on KLAM is brought to you in part by Easy Clean Car Wash, CNOS, Galen Catholic School, Prime Bank, Orange City Ace Hardware, Northwest Bank, and Floyd Valley Healthcare.
Tight ends on.
Yeah, they're going to bring out Carson Ott and Alex Allen to line up in a big formation here for the Bulldogs. With 8 seconds left on the play clock, Kazel goes under center, split backs, handoff. Jalis gives it back right side. Bo Wadley follows his blocks and gets into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. Bo Wadley's 5th touchdown run of the season gives Lamar's a chance. They're down by a score. It's 13-6 Denison Schleswig.
Yeah, that play's touchdown ratio is pretty darn good. I don't know how many times we've seen it, but it scores 9 times out of 10, I think.
And what a great opportunity to use it. The Bulldogs trail by a possession, and now Giovanni Kabongo can be utilized again for a point after try. Off of the hold of Kazel. High snap. Kazel gets it down. Right-footed boot. Sneaks inside the left uprights and is good. It is 13-7. Denison Schleswig leads Lamar's. The Bulldogs are on the scoreboard and need a stop to get a chance to come back. We're back with more Bulldog football after this here on KLAM.
At American Bank, we believe in offering you what you want in a bank. Free checking, free debit and ATM cards, extended lobby and drive-up hours, competitive loans and deposit rates, online and mobile banking with bill payment and mobile deposit services. American Bank, achieving success together for over 130 years.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's the corner for fashion. Clausen's on the corner downtown Lamar's. For men's, young men's, and ladies' clothing, a shoe department, and formal wear too. In-store alterations, gift cards, and personal service. Clausen's on the corner downtown Lamar's.
This is Tegan Kazel, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School here in Denison alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. Our score with 3:41 to play in quarter number 3 is Denison Schleswig 13 and Lamar 7. The Bulldog defense will be back onto the field with a chance to shut down the Monarchs and keep them from extending their lead. Giovanni Kabongo with a short right-footed booch kick. Bounce at the 32. It dies right there. The Monarchs pick it up with Gage Head, and he picked it up while his knee was down to the 31-yard line. And the Monarchs will take over right there. 1st and 10 for Denison Schleswig at their own 31.
That leads me to believe that we don't want Fink to get the ball back there.
Right.
You know, he might be just explosive enough to. The first one we weren't quite sure if it was cold, but I think it was just they've seen him and he's obviously has some return yardage that they want to steer clear of, and they're going to force this offense to run the ball or be successful for 70 yards and not let them get a long return, just like teams don't let us.
Well, this is an opportunity here for the Bulldog defense now to, as you talked about, kind of take advantage of this opportunity, make a stop, see if that offense can get back on the field with a chance to tie or take the lead in this contest. It is Weavers out of the gun, fakes the give to Hildebrand, keeps it right side. The Bulldogs spring it out well, and they bring him down for a loss. Back at the 29-yard line, it's a loss of 2, and it's 2nd and 12.
Yeah, that was a great job. Bo came flying up, and Alex Allen was in pursuit, and quarterback really didn't have a whole lot of opportunities to move there. And again, putting them behind the sticks is huge against a team that, isn't super explosive offensively.
Right, and they want to run the ball. When you run the ball and are behind the chains, you set yourself up for disaster. Here's 2nd and 12 from the 29. Out of the gun, 4 receivers set. Play action. Weavers looks to throw right sideline. Great ball is caught at the 38-yard line.
Bo.
Catch was made by Gavin Hipner, and a big hit by Bo Wadley runs him out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 9. Not enough for a first. It'll be 3rd and 3.
That was teaching tape right there of how to tackle, and he drove him. Legal play. It went out of bounds, but it started in bounds. Everything was good. Now this is a big 3rd down. This is where you get that stop. And they're going to go to Jackson. I just can't imagine they're not going to go to the big running back.
Yeah, especially in a short-to-gain scenario. 3rd and 3. Trips receivers left. Out of the gun is Weavers. Option pitch. Left side. Hildebrand up the middle. Across the 40. He's got a first down. 45 inside the right hash to the 47-yard line. He's got 9, and the Monarchs will move the chains and have 1st and 10.
I think 3 times they've had about a 3rd and 3, and they've gone to that option every single time. So it stresses the defense out. It makes us have to play a lot of different ways, and when you're not used to it, it does make it difficult. Everybody has responsibilities, and one guy misses, it can cause some trouble.
2:38 to play in the 3rd quarter. Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar 7. 3 receivers left, 1 right as Luke Weavers lines up in the gun. Hildebrand off his left hip. A high snap gets over Weavers' head. He picks it up at the 35, and he goes down for a loss back at the 34-yard line. Elijah Doherty was in hot pursuit, and the Bulldogs are going to get a huge loss here for the Monarchs of 12 yards back to the 35.
And that's what we needed. Now we take advantage of that. And then you see a team that has kind of been up and down as Denison has been. They start to talk to each other a little bit, maybe a little chirping, a little uneasiness because they feel themselves losing the momentum.
2nd down and 22 here for the Monarchs for their own 35. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Luke Weavers out of the gun. Chest high snap, short drop, passes the out route right side. It's caught outside the right numbers of the 40 to the 43, spinning around and brought down to the 44-yard line is Carson Sentians. He's got 9, and that'll set up still 3rd down and 13.
So that's where we want him, and he does look pretty comfortable throwing the ball on quick stuff. If he's got to stand back there, he's not near as comfortable. So now that he's going to have to stand, if they're going to get 13 yards, he's going to have to stand back there a little bit, and hopefully we can get some pressure on him.
And he's been really comfortable throwing to the boundary as well. It looks like he loves throwing outside the hash.
Sees a lot of cushion over there. Maybe Bo can jump one.
And 13. For the Bulldogs, or for the Monarchs of the 44. Deep drop. Weavers rolling out. He's in a lot of trouble. Mark Moten chasing him to the sideline, and he has to run out of bounds. Back behind the 40-yard line, he extended the football forward. And they gave him a great spot back to the 42-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1. It's 4th and 14, and the Monarchs are going to be forced to punt.
And the biggest part of that play might have been Alex Allen avoiding contact as he went out of bounds, because if he hits him even the littlest bit, I've seen quarterbacks, do the flop like they just got shot from above, and then you're in trouble. So we'll see what they do here. Great stop. That's what we needed.
Jake Fink is out to punt this one away. Bulldogs send, I think, Bo Wadley back there to return, and Fink gets this one away. It's a right-footed spiraler at the 33. It's going to die at the 30. Roll down to the 27-yard line. Monarchs will down it down there, and Lamar's takes over with 1st and 10 of their own 27 with less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. Well, here we go. Can the Bulldogs get back down the field and put one in the end zone? Lamar's trails 13-7. Here in week 7 of the high school football season. We're glad you're tuned in, whether you're listening on air or online, or you're watching this back on Sunday on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. We're glad to have you, bringing you Bulldog football here in multiple ways. Tegan Kazel in the gun on 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. It's Doherty up the right seam across the 30 to the 34-yard line. They gave him the 35 as well. Gain of 7. It's 2nd down and 3.
Denison only had 10 guys on to start that play, and it's hard to block when a guy comes in flying from the sidelines here. Blocking scheme gets a little messed up. Here they go again.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Kazel out of the gun. 2 receivers left. Motions Wadley into the backfield. Fakes the give to Wadley. Handoff Doherty up the middle. He's got a couple of positive yards. They got him stopped at the 37. Gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 1. 23 seconds left here before the third quarter break as Lamar's trails Denison Schleswig 13-7. Here in this high school football contest, week 7, a big district matchup for the Bulldogs, trying to get back into the playoff picture in Class 4A District 1. 3rd down and a short 2. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Kazel to give. Doherty straight up the middle. Has a first down across the 38 to the 40, and that first down will take us into quarter number 4. Our score, Lamar's Community trails Denison Schleswig by a score of 13-7, but now this drive has started. And the Bulldogs are moving the football down to a 1st and 10 when we return with quarter number 4, excuse me. You're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Score big with the Sitzman Real Estate Team. Hometown realtors Shane, Peggy, Lance, and Patty are cheering the Lamar's Bulldogs and Galen Jays on to a victory. Buying or selling, call the Sitzman Real Estate Team today at 546-7881.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Who has time to sit and wait and wait and wait to wash your car? Choose Easy Clean Car Wash. We'll have you in and out in under 4 minutes with a shine that will make people talk. Easy Clean Car Wash, making it easy. Just east of Hy-Vee on 12th Street, Lamar's.
This is Bo Wadley, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Denison, Iowa, alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. The fourth quarter starts with a handoff up the middle. It's Elijah Doherty who gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to give him a yard to the 41, and that'll set up 2nd and 9. This quarter starts with Denison Schleswig up 13-7, and the Bulldogs with the football.
Yeah, not much there. Elijah's had a great night so far, but now they're kind of keen on him. It's going to be an opportunity for someone else to step up and make some plays.
Here's Kazel in the gun. 3 receivers left on 2nd and 9. Low snap, passes over the middle. It's caught by Jalis.
Nice.
Across the 46. He gets close to the midfield marker.
Just
doesn't
short.
get it. He's at the 49. It's a gain of 8, and it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard.
Great read, great ball. And I here again, I think you're in 4-down territory. 2 came on, 2 came.
Well, here we go. It's 3rd down and 1. Kazel goes up under center. Quick handoff. Doherty up the middle. He's across midfield to the 47.
We had too many men on the field.
Yeah, we got a flag called here on the Bulldogs. And they're going to lose 5 yards back to the 44. And so that is going to set up a 3rd down and 6 to go instead of what would have been 3rd down and 1, and they would have gotten a first off of it. Instead, they're backed up to their own 44. They're going to have 3rd down and 6, and that looks a lot tougher out there than the previous 3rd down and 1. But the Bulldogs can do it. We know they've been able to do that here tonight, and they've been able to do that all season. 3rd down and a long 5. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Kazel lines up in the gun. In between the hashes, Kazel drops back to throw, looks, rolls right, has some time, passes deep, right sideline, looking into single coverage. Sione Fafita comes down with the football, but he's out of bounds. Inside the 30-yard line, he was falling backwards, parallel to the ground. He hauled it in, but did not land in bounds. It'll be 4th down and 5, and out comes the Bulldog punting unit.
Oh, that great job by the offensive line to give him time and give him protection. And then Teagan did a good job of rolling out. He rolled out to Sione, had one-on-one, and just, floated it a little bit towards out of bounds. And Sione made a great catch, just couldn't establish himself in bounds.
And now Sione Fafita, after that long route, he's going to have to line up there to punt this one away. 10:43 in the 4th quarter. He takes the snap. He gets a good boot into it. What a kick out to the 15. Takes a roll up the left numbers to the 10, keeps rolling down to the 6, keep rolling down to the 5, and the Bulldogs down it there. What a boot by Sione Fafita. He's going to net himself 51 yards on the kick, and the Monarchs will start from their own 5.
That's huge. We always talk about the weapon that Giovanni is by pinning them deep and making them drive the distance. Well, Giovanni hasn't been able to do that tonight, and now Sione does. He could have let that one get to him. His previous punt wasn't the prettiest thing, but he didn't. He got off a good one, and now forced them to go 95 yards to put it away, or have us get maybe that turnover that we've been waiting for.
Well, a turnover, or you talk about a quick 3-and-out potentially, and a kick only gets to about midfield at that point. Well, here's 1st and 10 from the 5. You got to do all that first. I formation. Weavers under center. The Bulldogs stack in the box. Here comes the blitz. Handoff up the middle. Hildebrand stood up at the line of scrimmage. That's all they'll give him. It's no gain for Hildebrand. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Let's go. That's exactly what you need on 1st down. Now match that on 2nd down and force them to throw the ball, because he's not going to be near as comfortable back in his 5-yard line, 6-yard line area.
Yeah, and he'll be throwing probably from the end zone at that point as well. And the Bulldogs have been able to rush him well and get into his backfield. 2nd down and 10. The Bulldogs trail 13-7. 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Weber's in the gun. He's got 2 receivers on either side. The Bulldogs lined up in single coverage with 1 safety over the top. Weber's chucks a ball deep left sideline, underthrew his target and threw it wide of him as well. Jesse Velasquez, the target, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of time. We were bearing in on him, and he'll remember that when he snaps the ball here in about 30 seconds too. So hopefully there's an opportunity. Who knows? Maybe a safety and the ball. That would be glorious.
That would be fantastic, and that would make a touchdown immediately give you the lead without having the stress of a point after. Now, of course, you got the kicker in Giovanni Cabango. That's not really been a problem this season. Here is 3rd down and 10 for the Monarchs from their own 5-yard line. They've lined up 3 receivers to the left side of the field, 1 to the right. It is Weber's in the gun. High snap, fakes the give, keeps it left side, and he goes nowhere. It's no gain. Back to the 5. It'll be 4th and 10.
Carter Jennis made a great play. I don't know if they just forgot to block him on the defensive line or what, but he was in there immediately with Evan Jalis to make a great play, and that's exactly what you were talking about. A quick 3-and-out at the 5-yard line. We should get the ball inside the 50.
Yeah, Jake Fink is going to kick this one away for the Monarchs. Now, he does average nearly 40 yards a punt this season, but even then, if he nets 40 on this kick, that's only up to the 45, and that's where Bo Wadley is standing right there, the Monarch 45-yard line. Jake Fink standing 8 yards deep in his own end zone. Takes the snap. He shanks it off his right foot at the 30. Takes a roll to the 35. Still in Monarch territory. It's down at the 37-yard line, and the Bulldogs are going to get some outstanding field position after forcing the Monarchs into a 3-and-out scenario. 9:01 in the game, and the Bulldogs have it at the Monarch 37. Well, here we go. It is Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar 7. Here in Class 4A District 1, Week 7 of the high school football season. Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 from the Monarch 37-yard line. It is Tegan Kazel lining up in the gun. He'll have a couple of tight ends left of the formation and a tight end right as well. They're going to go with a stacked box, power formation. Kazel gives it, handoff, end around. Wadley up the middle, breaks a tackle, 30, inside the 30 to the 28. Bo Wadley's got 9 on the reverse. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
I was kind of wondering if we ever run that thing outside the 10-yard line. We're always running it inside the 10 or 15-yard line, and I was wondering if we could do it. We've got some opportunities there. Now we need to convert this. Let's go, Dogs.
It'll be 2nd down and 1 from the Monarch 28-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. They've got Ryan Sadowski out there in the formation as a receiver. Kazel takes the snap, gives it up the middle. It's Doherty who has a first down to the 27-yard line. It's a yard. That's all he needed. And the Bulldogs will move the chains and have 1st and 10.
Yeah, he keeps looking to cut that back. I think if he just stays with all the motion going that way, I think there's some room there. But I was a lineman, so I don't really know.
Didn't touch the ball a whole lot,
no,
did you, Gabe?
No, not on purpose.
It is going to be 8:15 to play here in regulation. The Bulldogs find themselves down 13-7 here in the 4th quarter of the contest. 1st and 10 on the Monarch 27. Kazel fakes the give, keeps it up the middle. 25 breaks the tackle, runs into a blocker at the 23, and he goes down there. It's a pickup of 4 for Kazel. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
And that's a prime example. The linemen have to keep blocking. They're turning around looking, and they've got to keep going.
Yep.
You can celebrate in the end zone. You can point 1st down after the officials do, but get going. Get out of the way and let those guys get the yards they can.
That's why you listen for the whistle. You don't let anything else determine the end of the play. You just listen for that whistle. But it is still a positive gain. 2nd down and 6 on the carry by Kazel from the Monarch 23. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Kazel in the gun. Bell high snap. Throws the quick pass over the middle. It's caught by Jalis. He got hit right away, and he goes down to the 18-yard line, short of the marker by 2 yards as he picks up 5. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, if they're gonna play 15 yards off that number 3, he's gonna keep getting those passes. But here they go, big tight ends coming in. Bo's back in. He was getting stretched out over here, and Elijah in the backfield with Connor.
Elijah Doherty, Connor Jalis, Bo Wadley, the offset tight end on the left side of the formation. Kazel goes under center, 3rd and 2. Handoff, Doherty cuts back up the middle. He's got the 16-yard line, maybe the 15 as well. He's got 3 and a 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Great job of getting what you needed to, and now you're in that area where, you know, it's nothing but a touchdown here on our mind.
6:50 to go in regulation. The Bulldogs have a lot of time to try and get into the end zone, but of course, they're going to have to give the ball back to the Monarchs at some point, I would have to imagine here. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Monarch 15. 2 receivers in the right side of the formation, 1 to the left. Motion Wadley to the left side. Kazel fumbles the snap, and he goes down on it at the 20. Loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15.
And that's that play. And it seems to creep up. It's never, you know, I'm not saying it's Tegan or anybody specific. It seems to be someone different. Now, how do we respond? This is where, you know, that championship level that you're really striving for changes. They put some big bodies in the middle there that I don't think we've seen a couple of those guys, so we'll see how that works.
2nd down and 15 now for the Bulldogs after a near catastrophic play was recovered by Kazel. 2 receivers either side. They motion Sione Fafita across the formation left to right. Kazel throws a screen pass out there. Fafita makes the catch. Right numbers to the 15, follows blocks to the 10, and he goes down there at the 10, maybe the 11. Gain of 9 is going to set up 3rd down and 6.
Yep, 4 down territory, so get some here and get some on the next play. Here comes our tight ends, and this is, you know, you think about it, this is only our 2nd possession, I believe, of the half. Correct?
It's the the 3rd. Excuse me, 3rd.
Okay.
Because we had a punt in there.
Oh yes, he got the good punt down to the 5.
Right.
Yep.
So here we go. It is 3rd down and 6 from the 11. Handoff, end around right side. Wadley up the numbers to the 10. He goes down at the 10. Only gains a yard.
All right.
It's 4th and 5. 4th and 5 here for the Bulldogs. And what do you go to here? Do you have a play you can guarantee? Ken Vigdahl, I think, is going to call a timeout at the last second, or just call it right there. 5:07 to play in regulation. The Bulldogs down 13-7. They'll have 4th and 5 from the Monarch 10. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Floyd Valley Healthcare wants you to play at the peak of your skills. Don't forget to stretch your muscles, hydrate, and schedule your wellness checks to reach your full potential. Best of luck from Floyd Valley Healthcare in Lamar.
Young and old alike enjoy the competition of high school sports. Some participate, some watch, and some remember how it was. It's only a game, but it offers great life lessons and memories that last a lifetime. A few thoughts from Dan and Lori Rexwinkle of Rexwinkle Funeral Homes in Lamar's and Akron.
This is Connor Jalis, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
Well, probably the biggest play of the night is coming up here alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg, bringing you Bulldog Football here on KLEM. 5:07 left in regulation, and the Bulldogs have 4th and 5 of the Monarch 10, trailing 13-7 to Denison Schleswig here in this Week 7 football contest.
1 tight end.
Tegan Kazel lines up in the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. The Bulldogs on the right hash mark. They motion Wadley into the backfield. Kazel gives it to Wadley. Pitches it back. Jalis looking for the end around up the middle to the 10. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. The Monarchs stand tall. It's a turnover on downs. Denison Schleswig takes over at the 10.
Yeah, he tried to. I want to say that if he could have got to the outside, there might have been something, but he must have felt some pressure in the edge set. So now the defense is going to have to step up. Still plenty of time. You have 2 timeouts here.
Right.
There's still 5 minutes left, and hopefully, force them into a situation where they have to do something they don't want with the ball.
Well, again, you're going to need another quick stop. You need a 3 and out real quickly or a turnover real quickly. And, of course, the turnovers have been few and far between since interceptions started the first quarter of this contest. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Of Luke Weber's in the gun from the 10. He drops back to throw on 1st and 10. Rolls to his right, stumbles a bit, doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He tried to keep it after dropping a throw. He loses a yard back to the 9. It'll be 2nd and 11.
I'm a little confused on that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, it's just maybe their philosophy is a little bit different than what I'm used to, but that just doesn't seem like something with the big back that's had success, and they just haven't really gone to him in the second half.
Yeah, Jackson Hildebrand, he ended the first half with about 53 yards on 12 carries. Since then, he's touched the ball 5 times for 28 yards. So he's been productive when he's gotten the football, but again, 6 carries for 28 yards. But again, only 6 touches after 12 the entire first half. Out of the gun is Webers. 2 receivers on either side. 4:15 in the game on 2nd and 11. Play action. Bootleg keep right side. Webers goes down. It's another loss. They may have gotten him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. It's going to be 3rd down and long for the Monarchs from the 10.
Yeah, Webers is trying to do a lot right now. It looks like he's trying to make that play to ice this thing, and it's just not there. So the Bulldogs defense is doing a great job, and now this 3rd down is huge. He did get back to the line of scrimmage, it looks like, to get it back to 10, but look for a screen here or something like that to the big running back.
3:42 to play in regulation. 13-7, Denison Schleswig on top here in Denison. We're glad you're tuned in, whether you're listening online, listening on air, or you're watching this game back on Sunday. We're glad to have you right here on KLEM. It's 3rd down and 10 from the 10. As Webers lines up in the gun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. He fumbled the snap, picks it up at the 5. He goes down back at the 6. Markevius Moten is there. It's a loss of 4. It'll be 4th and 14, and the Monarchs have to kick it.
And now, what a change. I mean, they got the momentum that they needed, but they're pretty antsy back there. Quarterback had a little happy feet and looked up a little quick. It looks like we called a timeout, save some time, and we're in good shape.
Ken Vigdahl calls a timeout with 3:12 left in regulation. The Bulldogs will get the ball back. Monarchs have to kick when we return here on KLEM.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
This is Sione Fafita, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Denison Schleswig High School alongside Gabe Davis. I'm Daniel Versteg. It's 4th and 14 for the Monarchs from their own 6-yard line. They're forced to kick it away after the Bulldogs come up with a quick 3 and out. And they called their 2nd of 3 timeouts as well to try and preserve some clock for the next offensive possession. And now it'll be Jake Fink back to boot this one away. Bo Wadley and Sione Fafita are back at their own 40, or the Monarch 40, I should say. And this kick is a spiraler up to the 35, takes a Monarch roll to the 40, up to the 44, 45, keeps rolling, and the Monarchs will finally let it die at the Denison Schleswig 46-yard line. So the Bulldogs, will take over in Monarch territory. 2:58 left to play in regulation, and the Bulldogs need 7 points here for the win with just 46 yards to go, Gabe. Boy, what an opportunity here.
Still plenty of time to run the ball. It's not like we have to air it out right now. That's not necessarily what we have to do. There's still plenty of time, so let's see if we can move the ball on the ground even a little bit.
2:58 to play in the game. Kazel empties the backfield to start this drive on 1st and 10 from the Monarch 46. Motions a tight end right to left. Drops to throw. Passes deep toward the left sideline. Coming up to make the play. Batting it away is Carson Senchins away from Ryan Sadowski. Incompletion. It brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good play by the kicker and cornerback there, Sinchins. He did a great job, and he hit Sadowski right at the time where the ball was getting to him. So it was just a great play by him. Sometimes you got to tip your cap.
Sadowski was there on the route. It would have been his first reception of the season if he hauled it in. Instead, 2nd and 10 from the Monarch 46. Kazel lines up in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Now they motion Doherty out of the backfield to the left side. Kazel drops the throw, pass over the left seam, and the leaping grab by Sione Fafita. He's got it at the 36-yard line. It's 10 yards and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Great job. Teagan put it right over top of a stretched out linebacker right there playing that spot. And now here we go again. Plenty of time. No need to get too antsy.
1st and 10 from the Monarch 35-yard line. They gave him 11. Handoff, Doherty.
Get vertical.
Sweep right side to the 30, right seam to the 26. He's got another big gain. It's 9 yards for Doherty to bring up 2nd and 1.
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Plenty of time to run.
Oh, they're going to move the chains.
Even
they gave
better.
him 10 to the 25. Now they're going to have to wait for the chains to move, though. It's 1st and 10 as Kazel takes the snap. Handoff Doherty straight up the middle, still up in the pile at the 22. He's got 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Plenty of time. You're at the 25-yard line. No need to get too antsy here. They're going to be subbing some guys in and out. You know, I'm kind of surprised they let them snap that. Nothing was set over here on our side.
2:05 to play in regulation. The Bulldogs down 13-7 to Denison Schleswig. They have 2nd and 7 for the Monarch 22. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Kazel, belt high snap, looks to throw, short route, left side, caught by Jalis at the 21, trying to fight his way to the 20. And he fights for the extra yard, picks up 2. It'll be 3rd and 5.
All right, so 3rd and 5, about a minute and 40 left, Still plenty of time to get that 20 yards.
Here we go. 3rd
First down's
and 5.
the most important right now. Getting that next set of downs is really the most important.
Clock is ticking down. 1:30 to play in regulation. Again, the Bulldogs down 13-7. 2 receivers on either side of Kazel and the gun on the left hash. The Monarchs bring 4. Handoff up the middle. It's Doherty with a big carry up to the 16-yard line. He kept fighting forward, but he's short of the marker. He's down to the 16. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for the Bulldogs.
This will be interesting to see if they're just going to go with it. They're going to be running people on and running people off.
Yeah, the Monarchs had to make some
sure
substitutions.
You get the play you want.
Kazel goes up under center on 4th and 1. Quarterback sneak. He's got to the 15, and he may have gotten the 14 as well. First down for the Bulldogs.
Stop the clock.
54 seconds left in regulation. The clock stops as the chains get set for another set of downs. 1st and 10 here for
they're going to
Mars.
measure. We'll take it.
Oh, they are measuring. How in the
all right.
world is that a measure? They are spotting it at the 15-yard line. That is
a
a horrible mark.
Terrible spot.
Oh, my word. What an awful spot. He clearly got across the 15. Didn't get to the 14. Oh, my goodness. How can you spot that on this side of the 15-yard line? It's going to be close now. They are going to extend this football, or extend the down marker. They extend the chains, and it is short.
Wow, that's too bad.
That's a turnover on downs, and the Bulldogs lose the football. Monarchs have it at the 15-yard line. That is a horrendous spot of the football. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's too bad. The officials have a tough job out there, and they're doing their best, but I think they missed that one. And I Teagan looked like his upper body was on the 9-yard line, and somehow they put it all the way back, or not 9, excuse me.
The 14,
The 14, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
The 14, and they put it back on the other side, and that's going to do it.
That will be your ball game here with 54 seconds left in regulation. The Bulldogs have only 1 timeout remaining. The Monarchs can kneel it down a couple of times. They'll kneel it first with Luke Weavers at the 13, and they are not going to call a timeout. It's not going to be worth it here for the Bulldogs to call one. One more kneel down, and Denison Schleswig is going to escape with a win. 13-7. Well, we are going to get a timeout here from Coach Ken Vigdahl, so we'll let him talk to his guys and be back after this with more Bulldog football here on KLEM Lamar's.
It takes a strong body and a strong mind to make you an athlete. So train hard and play smart. Play with confidence and always expect the unexpected. This message was brought to you by Van Sanitation and Recycling, proud supporters of local athletics.
Prime Bank is pleased to support educational opportunities at Galen Catholic and Lamar's community. We're proud to support our students in the classroom, on the playing field, in the band room, on stage, or in any extracurricular activity. Bryan Bank works hard to help all of our children excel in their endeavors.
Member FDIC.
Make sure your life runs smoothly with an upgraded internet package from Premier Communications, connecting you with the internet speed and television access package that best fits your wants and needs. Premier Communications is happy to support our area coaches, athletes, and the parents who support them. Have a great season.
This is Carson Ott, and you're listening to Bulldog Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back. One final time. Kneel down made by Luke Weavers, and Denison Schleswig is going to improve to plus 500 with a 13-7 victory over your Lamar's Bulldogs here tonight in Denison. What a terrible way for this game to end for the Bulldogs as they fall here to a record of 4-3 overall, 1-2 in Class 4A District 1, and now it's going to be real uphill sledding for the Bulldogs to try and get into the postseason picture. 13-7 is your final score. Denison Schleswig improves to 4-3. They're 2-1 in Class 4A District 1. They'll move into a tie with whoever lost the Webster City and Spencer contest tonight. And the Bulldogs are going to fall into a tie for 4th in the district. They are 4-3 and 1-2 in Class 4A District 1. We will take a break. We'll come back. Our post-game coverage comes your way after this timeout from Denison, Iowa, where, again, our final score here tonight is Denison Schleswig 13, Lamar's 7. We'll take a break, come back. Our post-game coverage comes your way after this timeout here on KLEM.
Being on the winning team in Northwest Iowa for over 130 years, Iowa State Bank is a proud supporter of all our area high school sports teams.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Hi, this is Julie Hurt with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's, your local real estate expert dedicated to results. Whether buying or selling a home, call me, Julie Hurt, with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's at 540-7757. That's 540-7757.
Hi, Jessica G. Well, hello, Libby Lexus. I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang, you're such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. 12th Street east of Hy-Vee, Lamar's.
Since 1932, Tenninger Insurance has been providing the area with dependable insurance coverage. A.J. Tenninger continues the tradition as an independent insurance agent dedicated to serving you. Tenninger Insurance, Plymouth Street, Lamar's.
Galen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information, check their website at galencatholic.org.
Campbell's Lawn and Landscape is a proud supporter of local athletics. Hard work and determination is what leads to success, and just like the team, Campbell's Lawn and Landscapes believes the same with their business. Give them a call today at 540-5434.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to cnos.net to learn more.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
This is Ken Bigdahl, head football coach of the Lamar's football team. You're listening to Bulldog Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM Clem.
And we welcome you back here to Denison Schleswig High School for our post-game coverage as the Bulldogs fall tonight 13-7 to Denison Schleswig in Class 4A District 1 action. Bulldogs falling to 4-3 overall, 1-2 in the district. Denison Schleswig now 4-3 overall, but they are 2-1 in Class 4A District 1. Let's run down the team totals here really quickly, and then we'll break down the action for you. Lamar's with 229 yards of total offense, 150 running, 64 passing. Denison Schleswig with 162 yards of offense, 99 rushing, and 76 passing. Some of the individual leaders here tonight for Lamar's, Elijah Doherty touched the football 24 times, 134 yards rushing in the contest. Bo Wadley at 5 carries, 19 yards and a touchdown. Connor Jalis, 4 carries, 423 yards. For Denison Schleswig, they were led by their running back in Jackson Hildebrand, 18 carries for 80 yards in the contest. Their quarterback, Luke Weavers, had 15 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown. Passing the football, Teagan goes 8 of 16 for 79 yards for the Bulldogs, and Weavers goes 7 of 15 for 63 yards for the Monarchs. Through the air, Sione Fafita, 3 catches, 52 yards. Connor Jalis, 5 catches for 12 yards. And Denison Schleswig led there by Jesse Velasquez, 2 catches for 36 yards. Elijah Doherty, the top defender for the Bulldogs, with 5 tackles and a sack and a half. Give a sack to Carson Ott as well. He ended up with 4 tackles on the night and a sack in there for Mitchell Bartman. But again, it was not enough here tonight as the Bulldogs fall 13-7 to Denison Schleswig. And Gabe, of course, a lot of, I think, eyes are going to be on that 4th down play where the spot was not where Lamar's wanted it to be. But you got to look at the game as a whole. One play does not determine a ball game. The Bulldogs had many chances to get that second score into the end zone.
Yeah, they really did, and I was just thinking about that. You know, the play is what it is, and it's over. It's done with now. But the first half happened, and we can't ignore that. You know, the defense did a good job of holding, but the offense just couldn't quite get into the end zone or get in even to scoring position, you know, to allow yourself for a field goal, because that changes your approach later in the game, you know, because you have the weapon of Giovanni. So, yeah, you can't, you know, it doesn't, one play at a time is what you go by, but then once it's done, it's over with. You need to be able to move on, and I felt like the first half we kind of just kept things with us, and we allowed them more opportunities for them to make plays or for them to take advantage of some things that, and you know, whether it was an interception or a penalty here or a penalty there, those things come back to bite you, especially when you're playing a good team that has a lot to play for. They're in the same boat as us. We were them, and so now you have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, because Spencer is Spencer's going to be a good team whether they won or lost. It doesn't matter. They're not going to care. They're going to come in and try to win. If they lost, they're playing for their playoff lives. If they won, they're playing for a district title. So they're going to come in. It's going to be, you know, our last home game of the regular season, and you know, there's a lot to come yet, but this one's going to sting.
It will sting, and you know, obviously at this point in the season, moral victories really mean nothing. But if you're Lamar's, you got to be able to at least hang your hat on what you were able to do defensively. You were able to slow down Denison Schleswig big time. I mean, they rarely touched Lamar's side of the field. And if you're the defense there, Gabe, I think you got to at least take that as momentum heading into the next contest against Spencer. Again, a moral victory doesn't do you a whole lot, but you got to be pretty proud of how you played defense in the second half.
Yeah, and I know Coach Van Otterloo well enough to know that, yeah, he's probably, you know, happy that 0. They shut him out in the second half, and they had to. But he's still going to be disappointed at what they did give up, and knows that there's room to, you know, continue to improve. And I think I looked over your shoulder and saw that Spencer did, or is on pace to get that. They're up 42-40 late in the game. So it's going to come back to, you know, pulling yourself up and moving on. And it's not going to be easy. And there's always something to play for, because for somebody it's going to be their last couple games over the next couple weeks. So hopefully it's not us. Hopefully we can find a way through the math and the RPI and all that stuff to get back in the mix. But this one did not go the way we wanted to, and I don't think any of the coaches that I talked to or players that I was around this week thought that this was the way it was going to go. But it's the hand we're dealt now. It's time to get back after it.
It is time to get back after it again. Spencer is, like Gabe mentioned, up 42-40 in the fourth quarter. So again, no matter what the scenario is, if Spencer was second in the district, they're going to be playing hard. If they're now unbeaten in the district, like it looks like it's going to be, they're going to be trying to play to continue to go unbeaten. They want as best a seeding as they can so they can make up a deep postseason run. And, the Bulldogs are going to have their hands full at Jim Lorenzen Field coming up next week, Friday. Of course, our contest next week, Friday, will bring you Galen Catholic at Alta Aurelia. That'll end the regular season for the Jays, and right now they are up huge on MMCRU. 60-20 is that score. 5:37 left to play in regulation. We'll get you some of the other scores of note here before we wrap up the contest here from Denison Schleswig. The last score update we have is the only one we have from South O'Brien and Akron Westfield. It has the Wolverines up 7-6 on the Westerners at halftime. The other scores, Storm Lake was up on, Fort Dodge was up on Storm Lake 50-20 in the fourth quarter. And Spencer's just extended their lead over Webster City. They lead Lynx 49-40 in that ball game in the fourth quarter. Probably seals it up. Hartley Melvin Sanborn leads Hinton big time 55-20 in the fourth quarter. Remsen St. Mary's wasted no time, and they destroyed Arweva tonight, 75-0 the final. And we'll have all of these scores for you on the KLEM website tomorrow, or tonight as well. Once we get back to Lamar's, we'll get those posted for you on our sports scores and results page. Tune in tomorrow morning to the KLEM Coaches Corner. We'll have Coach Vigdahl on and Coach Jeremy Schindler to talk about their contests here tonight. But that'll do it for our broadcast. Thanks again to Gabe Davis for joining us on the broadcast as always and offering the insight that only a football player and football coach can throughout the night of broadcast. For all of us at KLEM Radio and for KLEM Sports, I'm Daniel Versteg. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Bulldog Football right here on KLEM Lamar's. Good evening, everyone.
This is 1410 KLEM Lamar's and on 96.9 FM.
To you, not social media. Visit forever.com today.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which